starts at 5:45. First pitch, 6:45 on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
20% off sunglasses from Shadin Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadin. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
Good evening, Red Sox fans, and welcome into the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcand. For the first time in a while, the Red Sox have found themselves at the center of the Boston sports universe, and it's a lot earlier than they expected. For the past decade or so, you could generally count on the Celtics or even the Bruins that one year, 2019, to be playing well into June, part of a deep playoff run, or in the case of the Celtics last June, a world championship that kept the party going until the parade on the 21st. Well, this year, things have gone a bit differently. Bruins blew up the roster at the deadline. The Celtics were stunned by the Knicks in the second round of the NBA playoffs this past Friday. In other words, as of Saturday, the Sox are literally the only game in town. And now that they have everyone's undivided attention, it would be a really great time to start turning things around here in the month of May. May has been mostly unkind to the Red Sox so far. They're 6-10 overall and have lost 5 of their last 6 games, dropping their record to 23-25 on the year. After splitting the first 2 games against the Braves at Fenway, Red Sox faced yet another rubber game, their 9th of the season, and they were hoping starter Brian Bayo could give them a lift against Braves righty Spencer Schwellenbach. Unfortunately, it was not Bayo's day, and it was pretty obvious early on. He allowed 2 singles and a walk to open the game, loaded the bases with nobody out, an RBI single from Drake Baldwin, an RBI ground out from Ozzie Albies, and it was 2-0 Braves in the first. Braves would add on another in the third when Marcell Ozuna singled home Matt Olson, giving the Braves a 3-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the third, the Red Sox bats sprang to life. A leadoff double from David Hamilton, who was singled over to third by Ceddanne Rafaela. Jaron Duran drew a walk to load the bases with nobody out, and that brought to the plate the red-hot Rafael Devers.
1-0. Devers swings and launches. Center field. Harris goes back. It is gone. And it is grand from Raffy. And the Red Sox lead 4-3 in the third.
Mike Monaco on the call, a walk-off homer Saturday night and a grand slam yesterday. It's really been the Raffy Devers show lately. In 16 games this month, Devers is hitting a blistering .417, 4 home runs, 19 batted in, and on base of .507, and he's slugging .683, Bonds numbers. After some controversy around his desire to remain a DH, Devers certainly looking comfortable there these days. Staked with a 4-3 lead, Bayo would retire the first 2 batters in the top of the 4th, but then he allowed singles to the next 3, the last one driving in a run off the bat of Austin Riley and tying the game at 4. Now, coming into the 5th, Bayo had given up 4 runs on 8 hits, but had only thrown 64 pitches. Cora stuck with him, and things began to spiral. After loading the bases with nobody out, Bayo faced the light-hitting center fielder Michael Harris the second and could not find the plate against him.
3-0. The pitch is another ball. He's not going to get that, especially after showing up the umpire. That was another ball. It's a 4-pitch, bases-loaded walk, and it's 5-4 Atlanta. I'm not sure how long they can let him continue.
Yeah, I think you need to snap into, dire straits here. Like 3 out of the first 4 are walks. This is around when the wheels have fallen off for Bayo in each of his previous 2 starts as well against Texas and Detroit.
The wheels certainly had fallen off, and unfortunately, that's your play of last night's game. It's brought to you by Nissan. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. These offers are going fast in the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. An Eli White RBI single and sac fly from Nick Allen later. It's 7-4 Braves, and finally Alex Cora decided he'd seen enough. Bayo's final line, 4 1/3, 7 runs on 10 hits. 5 walks, 3 of them in just that one inning, and 3 strikeouts. The Braves would add 3 more runs in the 8th on a 2-run jack from Ozuna and a sac fly from Olsen, and there's your final score, 10-4. Braves win and take the series. Red Sox pitchers letting up 36 hits in the 3 games. Tonight, the homestand continues as the New York Mets make their way to Fenway for the first of 3. Mets are coming off a series loss to the Yankees in the Bronx. They lead the NL East with a record of 29-18, tied with the Dodgers for the best record in the NL, which brings us to tonight's pitching matchup, which is brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. For the Red Sox, Hunter Dobbins gets the ball, making his 4th straight start since getting called back up to the majors on May 2nd. Dobbins enters tonight with a record of 2-1 and an ERA of 3.90. The Sox have lost Dobbins' last 3 starts, including his most recent one against the Tigers, where he let in 5 runs on 9 hits through 5 innings, going toe-to-toe with Tarek Skubal. Neither starter factored into that decision. For the Mets, it'll be the 32-year-old Japanese product Kodai Senga getting the start. Senga has been fantastic for the Mets this year, coming into tonight with a record of 4-2 and an ERA of, ready for this, 1.02. With his body numbers, the Mets' hot start, Senga is part of the quarter-season NL Cy Young conversation, along with Skeens, Yamamoto, Webb, and Wheeler. In Senga's 8 starts, he's allowed 0 earned runs in 5 of them, 1 earned run once, and 2 earned runs twice, and that's it. 5 earned runs through 44 1/3 innings. That's the lowest amount for any starter that's made 8 starts. Senga has a broad arsenal of pitches, mid-90s fastball, a cutter, a slider, a sweeper, a sinker, a curve, and a very effective forkball he uses to get batters out. Tonight's first pitch is at 6:45, and first pitch is brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Call all 7s at 617-777-7777. It's time now for the Baseball Isn't Boring 2-Minute Grill with Rob Bradford, presented by McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil, including BioHeat, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Here with Rob Bradford is reliever Nick Burdi.
So I love evolutions of people. So tell me about the evolution of you this year.
I think a lot of it was going back to last year, finishing the year in Scranton, having to learn through some, injuries, some ups and downs. But, I think getting into the off season, not really getting any calls, gave me some extra time, through January and February to really kind of hone in on the arsenal that I have right now. And then getting with an org like the Red Sox and being able to really kind of lean on guys like Dan and Junie down in AAA. We were able to kind of go to those strengths a little more often, and I think that's been a really big key to why some things have started to click, and we're seeing some better results than we have in the past.
So take me through when you start about the off season. First of all, where do you work out? Did you do anything different, or was it the same group of people?
So I live in Providence in the off season.
Okay.
It was me and Tom Pannone. We basically just threw together every day.
Okay.
He's in the Brewers org, but we would throw together every day. Film stuff. I think the one big thing that was different between this year and a couple of years is we got off the mound way more. So we would play catch off the mound, throw plyos off the mound.
Was it at a certain place, or?
Yeah, it was Upper Deck in Cumberland.
Okay.
Yeah.
We always like to give them pubs. So
Yeah. So we'd work out there, but I just think getting off the mound more and really kind of utilizing that tool was huge.
Okay. So, and then we talk about going through the off season, and free agency is always a weird thing, right? Being a reliever in free agency is even weirder. What was your expectations heading in? How difficult was it to manage your expectations, and what was that process like?
I definitely thought I was going to get way more offers. I didn't have any offers. I threw for like 10 teams. Nobody would call back.
This is like you did a showcase?
Yeah. Would throw for scouts. Nobody would call back, and the Red Sox actually came and saw me in January, and then we didn't hear anything from him for like a month. So this was the only offer I had. So when I got this, kind of just packed my bags and was ready to go.
When do you remember getting that offer from the Red Sox? Was that late?
Probably mid-February.
Mid-February.
Yeah.
When did you realize, hey, I got my good stuff, my success is carrying over, I feel good about myself? Because, I don't know if any doubts creep in. I don't know,
I mean, I knew coming into camp my stuff was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew all off-season throwing the stuff was really good. Especially getting the sinker to be more in play this season. But there was never a doubt in my mind that the stuff wasn't there. It was just, is the opportunity going to be there?
This is the last thing. Is there anything you're doing different? I mean, I know it's a cliche question, but is there anything you're doing different from what you were before? Or you just feel like, listen, this is the best version of myself? Yeah,
I mean, I think, the one thing that I guess is different is, I don't feel like I have to go out there and try and throw 100 miles per hour every time. I think that was one of the things as I got older, started maturing and understanding, if I can pitch and I can really kind of showcase my stuff, I can get outs with that. And I think, trying to go out there and just blow it out every time led to a lot of the injuries in the past. So for me, I think that's the one thing is just maturing as I've gotten older to be like, hey, let's become more of a pitcher than just a thrower.
That was Nick Berti with Rob Bradford in the 2-Minute Grill. By the way, you can watch Red Sox pregame on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. It's brought to you by Subaru of New England. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Coming up in about 15 minutes, our own Will Fleming is going to sit down with not Alex Cora. Alex Cora at his daughter's graduation today. Instead, Ramon Vasquez, the bench coach, will be taking over managerial duties tonight in the opener against the Mets. That's brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. But coming up next, we'll talk with Will Fleming over at Fenway. I'm Christian Arcand. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. We'll be right back with the voice of the Boston Red Sox, Will Fleming.
20% off sunglasses from Shadin Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadin. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more, like the Samsung Bespoke French Door Refrigerator featuring beverage center and dual ice maker. Shop at Lowe's today. We help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
There are giants among us, and their impact is huge. They are the men and women building and sustaining our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. If you're ready to go big, get on board. We build giants at buildsubmarines.com. Paid for by the U.S. Department of the Navy in partnership with Blue Forge Alliance.
Looking for a warm, vibrant community for family in New York City? River Spring Living provides a full range of living options for older adults. Come and see firsthand what makes it so special. Schedule your tour at riverspringliving.org today.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcand here with you as the Red Sox and the New York Mets kick off a 3-game series at Fenway, part of a 10-game homestand here for your Boston Red Sox. Hunter Dobbins getting the start. He'll be going opposite Kodai Senga, who, as I mentioned, is having a fantastic start to his season. 4-2 with an ERA of 1.02. For him to let up any earned runs at all is unusual. He generally does not. So Red Sox could have a long night ahead of them. And one thing I want to ask Will Fleming about, which we'll talk to him as we go to Fenway here in just a moment. One thing I'd like to hear from him is what's going on with this pitching staff. I think that may be the top narrative right now. And as I said in the beginning, The Red Sox have the undivided attention of the Boston sports fan right now. It's going to be a while before there's anything real meaningful with the Patriots. Celtics are done, and that's very raw right now. Bruins, we all have to watch Brad Marchand in the playoffs scoring goals for the Panthers, so that's tough. No one wants to talk about that. It's the Red Sox. And usually you got to wait till about mid-June before the Red Sox have the spotlight on them to this extent. And for more on that, let's head over to Fenway Park into the broadcast booth right now and talk to our good friend Will Fleming, the voice of the Boston Red Sox. Hey, Will, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I popped in last night. I was gonna say hi. You were hard at work.
Baby pictures being taken, and you bailed on us. So.
It's true. I'm sorry. I have a very rambunctious 3-year-old. I think your kids are a little more well behaved. I think.
Well, yeah, most of the time. It is fun for me. I will say, you'll get there where now my 6-year-old can just sit next to me the whole time and do the game. And then I got such a kick out of it yesterday. The 3-year-old is almost 4, and he's into it. And I've finally convinced him to shut up when he's in here. So, like, he can sit on my lap while I'm doing the game. And the funniest part of it is that he's like all of us now, where he's, like, got Stockholm Syndrome, where, like, he's totally quiet. And then he hears me say, on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. And it's like a dog with a whistle. The minute he hears that, he starts talking. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Well, at least you get some silence. I'm jealous of that. Let's unfortunately, we got to talk about this series here. Another tough one, another tough loss yesterday. And a trend starting to develop here with this pitching staff. Outside of a few guys, you're seeing a real downturn lately. Would you agree with that?
Certainly with Bayo and Houck, sure. I mean, the Tanner thing is its own situation. We'll see, how that one continues to develop with the elbow strain and all that sort of stuff. But as he said, he felt more lost than he ever had. And Bayo is very frustrating right now. There's no two ways about that. And I know they're searching for answers with him. And as we said ad nauseum yesterday on the broadcast, it's change up, it's mindset, it's attack mode, it's all of it. And I don't think anything drastic is happening anytime soon with him, but we're nearing that territory. I really think that, Christian, where a massive reset is needed. And, I like Hunter Dobbins. He's on the mound tonight. We'll see what Buehler has tomorrow. But you're right. Past Crochet, there's not been enough consistency in the starting rotation. So hopefully that can continue and at least begin anew with Dobbins tonight.
What does someone like Andrew Bailey do about that? How do you change things up at this point in the season? What do you do for that?
I promise you, he's spending a lot of time thinking about that. And the truth of the matter is, Christian, there's no one blanket answer to any of this stuff because each guy is so different. And so, I think the one thing that would cause you some bigger picture concern is that both those guys have been together for a couple of years now, and there's kind of a regression. And so I know that it is not for lack of thought, effort, work, all that sort of stuff. But that's a question that's above my pay grade. But you'd like to think that, especially with someone like Bayo, look, the game changes day in and day out. And as sort of an industry, those that curate and teach pitching have certain specific attitudes, shall we say, these days about how to get elite major league hitters. And a lot of the times that's less fastballs, more spin, all this secondary stuff, which, works for some people. If you were asking me just as the 35,000-foot view, to me, it would start and finish with, let's go back and watch some starts from 2022 and 23 and see what your mentality and mindset was. You were in attack mode, and also let's study the grip and the spin on the changeup, and let's try to get back to those things because that feels like a light years away from where we are right now.
It certainly does.
And so they got to find a way. I mean, that's the job, right? You got to work with your guys and get better. And I know they're thinking about exactly how to do that.
Now, conversely, Will, I'm not a big excuse guy. I think you probably learned that about me in these chats that we have here. But the Red Sox have gone against some Skubal, Sale, Senga tonight in his 1 ERA. They're going up. They've had, I don't know if it's just the luck of the draw or what, but it seems like lately they have been seeing what good pitching looks like, and it's been overwhelming.
Yeah, they have, and I would say that there's no question they've been on a run here, and that even includes guys like Barrios in Toronto. I mean, they've seen some of the best pitchers in the game. Cole Reagans, they got a little lucky there. They didn't have to see Waka and Lugo, but even still, they've seen great pitching. There's no denying it. You see the Cy Young winner in back-to-back games in Skubal and Sale. To me, though, I thought the Red Sox offensively here for a couple of weeks have done a better job, especially as Duran has started to really set the tone, as Devers has gotten so hot. Cedon is swinging it better. That's where, in the course of a season, probably a quarter of your games are going to be against elite pitchers. It's just the way it is. And, of course, they see another one tonight in Senga. That's where every little thing really matters. And this Red Sox team just have not done little things well enough all year, not even close. And it's base running one night, it's a bullpen meltdown, bad hanging slider with 2 strikes and 2 outs on another. So sometimes I think when you face these ace pitchers, all these little mistakes get so much more magnified, and the Red Sox have made their share of those.
And the Red Sox tonight will be facing Juan Soto, who they made a gigantic offer to. It was not gigantic enough. We already saw Soto not do much against the Yankees in those last 3 games in the Bronx there. This is, I don't know, I feel like he's kind of a bellwether for the entire offseason and kind of like a microcosm of the entire business of baseball right now. What do you think this is going to look like? Him here at Fenway, the fans, not quite as emotional as it was for the fans in New York, but still, you saw Bregman and how they were treating him in Detroit. Do you think Soto gets a little bit of that tonight?
That's interesting. Probably. I don't think it'll be that vocal. But the fact that he was a Yankee and that now he's back having spurned the Red Sox, I bet there'll be a little bit of that. I don't think the Red Sox fan base right now thinks too much about Juan Soto. I really don't.
Probably not.
Primarily because Bregman is here and doing so well. And you could make the case that for this team right now anyway, that's been a really good fit. So, Soto, what's crazy about him is by his standards, he's not off to like some electrifying start, but still he's in like the top 10% in almost every important offensive category in big league baseball. So you hope he stays cool. What was he, 1 for 10 in the series with the Yankees? You hope you keep him right there. I continue on the business of baseball. I think it's, he's a unicorn. They're not going to be very many 26-year-old guaranteed Hall of Famers to come onto the open market. There aren't. And by the way, that's why John Henry and Craig Breslow were in on him. They're not going to be in for 10 years for every 30-year-old. As the windows
everything all right in there?
Blowing everything all over the place. We're going to probably close them before the game starts, and then maybe when we get ourselves situated, we might open them back up. We're in a tornado once we started talking about Juan Soto. But I just, you hear from all these people with the New York Yankees, and they just took 2 or 3 from the Mets, and Bellinger's been a nice player, and Goldschmidt, and certainly Max Fried is doing well. There is no case to be made, not one, never, that any team is better without Juan Soto than with. You cannot make that argument. This guy is one of the 5 players of his generation, if not one of the 2 or 3 players of his generation. So you hope you keep him in check today. And you're probably right, Christian. Some folks will be a little angry that he turned down their offer. The other thing to be aware of, though, is that, we don't play the Mets in this ballpark all that often.
Right.
And so there will be Met fans here. I mean, I think that you can expect with the team they have, with the payroll that they have, I think they're going to be it's such an easy trip. I think there'll be some blue and orange in the ballpark tonight. I really do.
2 years ago, there was a substantial presence for the home staff. I remember that. I remember seeing them all around. You can see him, you can smell him too. No, I'm just kidding. But that is Will Fleming, the voice of Will Fleming, the voice of the Boston Red Sox. Thanks so much. We look forward to the call of the game tonight.
I hope your 3-year-old is at home being quiet for once. Thank you, Christian.
I doubt it. Thanks, Will. That is Will Fleming there. And apologies to any Mets fans. That was a bit of a low blow. I apologize. We got a history. It's the Red Sox. It's the Mets. What do you want? Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Coming up next, Will Fleming will sit down with Ramon Vasquez, the bench coach. Why? Because there's no Alex Cora tonight. He has the night off. His daughter graduated from college today, so he has the night off. Ramon Vasquez will speak to Will Fleming right after this here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Rarely does a product come to the game of professional golf that is so quickly embraced by the pros. Shade-In Precision Eyewear is that product. Go to seebetterplaybetter.com and find out why Shade-In sunglasses are trusted by tour players and their caddies. Shade-In is so confident in their product, they're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to seebetterplaybetter.com and use the code SPRING to receive 20% off your order. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to experience golf's finest eyewear.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Andy Hart here, and let's face facts. We can't exactly dodge Father Time. But does that mean we need to wave the white flag on our health? Absolutely not. Look, I get it. The pounds start creeping up, the medicine cabinet gets crowded, and suddenly everyone just shrugs and says, "That's aging for you." Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be. Awaken 180 Golden changes the game for anyone over 60. You want to move easier? Boom. Want fewer meds instead of more? Done. Less joint pain and more comfort? Absolutely. And oh yeah, you'll shed weight fast too. Awaken 180 Golden isn't boot camp. It's a focused, doctor and dietitian approved nutrition program with goals reached in just 1 to 3 months. Plus, you're locked in with expert coaching and lifetime support. You guys know my story. I'm proof Awaken 180 works. Now imagine the results you'll get with Awaken 180 Golden. So call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
So you have a podcast, and you really want to make money with it? Then you need the Odyssey Creator Lab. Check this out. We'll host your podcast for free. You just do your show. We'll use the power of Odyssey's massive expert sales team to place ads in your show and make you money. Does it get any easier than that? Nope. You stay in control of your show, and we help you bring in the money. Sounds like a dream partnership. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and start earning more from your content today.
This is Jeffrey Glassman. For 4 generations, my family has called New England home. My grandfather taught me to always care for people and fight for what's right. At Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, that's exactly what we do. When you're hurt in a car crash, we fight big insurance companies to make sure you get the money you deserve. We care, we fight to win, and we don't get paid unless you do. Hurt? You gotta get Glassman. Call 888-777-7777.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Arcand here with you, and I have some breaking news from Rob Bradford on Twitter just a moment ago. According to Bradfo, there are a, quote, crazy amount of Mets fans at Fenway already. It's going to be a long night, I think. We'll see. Hopefully the Red Sox shut them all up. But, you know, as Kurt Schilling once famously said, it's very tough to do that with a big group of New Yorkers. Anyway, speaking of which, before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora, which we're not going to do today because he's not here. It'll be Ramon Vasquez, the bench coach, taking over managerial duties. So Ramon Vasquez on WEEI is brought to you by our New England Ford dealers. Hurry in to get employee pricing on the full lineup of vehicles Ford from America for America. Here with bench coach, now manager for tonight anyway, Ramon Vasquez, is Will Fleming.
Game one with the New York Mets and with the acting manager, Ramon Vasquez, in the dugout here at Fenway Park. Ramon, you're no stranger to running games. You've done it in the winter leagues down in Puerto Rico. You've got a lot of experience. How, though, in this ballpark today, is your daily routine any different?
Yeah, no, not different at all. You know, it's same old days. It's for me today is the same day as preparation time. Like met with the staff just like we always do when Alex is here, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. Just another day at work. I just gotta be on top of some decisions today, which I'm not gonna be making by myself. You know, there's still the rest of the staff here, so. We're prepared. We're prepared just like we do every series.
But it is a really cool thing. As Rob Refsnyder says, you can't do any worse than AC. You know, the one cool thing about the way this organization is run, Ramon, and this is not the case across big league baseball, the manager is empowered in-game to make choices. Yes, there are conversations, there are meetings, but how cool is it that you know tonight, I mean, you've had talks with Craig and your whole staff, but you will get to make the big calls tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the one to answer all the questions after the game. But no, we sit down as a staff and we make a plan. You know, we make two plans. We make the plan. Everything goes well, and if some areas go down south, we'll have a backup plan. So we already sit down and talk about it, and yeah, it's like I said, it's no changes what we do on a daily basis when Alex is here. Obviously, Alex making the decision when he's around. Today, I'll be the one making them, but obviously with the help of the staff. You know, pitch and watch with Bailey, and always ask the hitting coaches about pinch hitting situation and things like that. So it should be a fun day here at the ballpark.
No doubt about it. You know, you have such great relationships with everybody in that clubhouse. It's been a tough couple of weeks here, Ramon. It feels like every night is a dogfight trying to stay around or above or just below 500. Body blows lately. What's the mood of that group as you come to the park today?
You know what? I think everybody knows where we want to be, where we should be. You know, we know the areas we need to improve. We just need to play better baseball. We need to pitch better. We need to be better in scoring position and all these things. And you know, it's actually hard to put it all together at once. You know, like look at the other day, a few base running mistakes, gave away a few outs, just things like that. We got to put it all together. You know, we got to run the bases well. We got to pitch well. We got to hit it. We got to play good defense the single day. You know, you put games together like that, things are a lot easier. We all know it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
We need one of those days. We need one of those days where we pitch well, and sometimes when you pitch really well and you don't give up a lot of runs, if you don't score a lot of runs, you win 2-0. That means you scuffle offensively a little bit, but you know what? That gives a breather to the hitters, and the pitching picked us up. And the day that we win, we don't pitch well, and we win 10-7 is because we hit well, and the pitchers feel comfortable. We're going to come back, and we're going to win this game. I feel like that's the attitude we're having right now. You look at all the guys. They're here early. They work their butt off. That's all you can ask for, you know. They come here early to prepare, and they're ready to play. They're ready to play for Alex every single day. So preparation is key. We've been trying to do that. Boys, the guys have been doing that lately. So we just got to keep rolling, and things will turn around.
One thing that does not need turning around is your designated hitter. I mean, Rafi is right now, Ramon, in one of those grooves where, I mean, I frankly, you've been around him since the beginning. but this is as good as I can ever remember seeing him at the plate. Do you agree with that?
I definitely agree. I mean, the swings, not only the swings, I mean, even, I know we all know how the start of the season in Texas, but after that, you know, the walks have been there. You know, he's been smart enough at the plate, taking his walks, and this is why he is where he is, you know. I don't know how many more walks he has this year than he had last year with that amount of at-bats, but, you know, taking those walks, it's huge, putting people on base for the guys coming behind him. But definitely, it's fun to see him doing what he's doing. You know, first time DHing in everyday basis, it's not as easy as it looks. You know, I didn't DH when I play. They'd rather put me in the bench than DH back in the day. So, but it's got to be hard. You know, you're used to the heat of the game. You're out there playing defense. You're sweating. You're hot. You come back in. You put your helmet. You're ready to hit. Like, to be sitting down here preparing, going into cage, hitting. I've seen guys do it. A lot of different guys doing it in different ways. And for him to just doing it his first year, preparing. You know, it's fun. It's fun to see him doing well. It really is.
It has to help that Bregman is on deck behind him. I think he's seeing a lot more pitches to hit, and that walk rate has to help. Last one for you, Ramon. You got to get primed up for your managing duties here tonight. You are such a great teacher on the infield. You are a great glove man in the major leagues. And the big story around this team, obviously, is Christian, learning it over at first base. He's been out here. I mean, my first impression, just the hands part of it, he can pick it. I mean, he's got very soft, good hands. But there are so many things that go into it. Cutoff guys, where to go on balls to your right, all these things that first basemen tell you about. First, your early impression of his work there, and then what's the biggest challenge, do you think, for him to be able to do it?
So, you know, since day one when we started working with him, you know, he's made huge strides, and it's a new precision, new glove. That is, you know, you don't even think about that. It's a different glove. Yep. Like, it's tough. Sometimes you catch that ball, you don't even feel it, and you have it inside your glove. It's a big change. It's definitely a big change. You know, the ball is hit everywhere in the infield. You have somewhere to go. You got to go somewhere. You know, it's going to be a challenge for him when he start going game-like. There's a lot of things that we can't not do. You know, it's only comes with game and experience. And like I said earlier, you know, you've seen guys like Romy and even Casas, you know, struggling, someone going after the ball when he shouldn't. And it just happens. And that kind of stuff, you can't create any drills. You know, spring training, you might be able to put in base runners, but it's only stuff that you're going to learn by playing. Going for the cutoff. All of a sudden, ball goes up the middle. No, or he's caught. The guy dove and caught it. No, you're not doing the cutoff. You got to be at first base. He's about to throw over. Things like that. It's tough to practice that. But the work he's done on the field right now, he's looking better and better every day. Pick-wise, picking the ball really well. Obviously, you know, game is different. You know, you're throwing it off the machine. You're throwing and doing BP. It's a four seam coming at you to first. But when you're at third base and it's a slow roller to third, you got to catch and get rid of it. Now the ball cuts, the ball sinks. Didn't get a good grip. Ball is going on the third. All those kind of things, you can't emulate that. It's hard. Like, you know, that comes with game experience, and when the time comes, you just got to be patient again. You know, new position for him. Like, there's going to be a lot of challenges, and there's nothing we can do. There's nothing, things that he's going to learn with the game.
Well, he's in good hands with Jose and with you teaching him along the way. We appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, Ramon. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Ramon Vasquez, acting manager for today, with Will Fleming, the voice of the Red Sox. By the way, you can watch Red Sox pregame on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Coming up, we still have the scoreboard. We still got the lineups, and we still got the lock of the night. That's all coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
There are two types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shaden Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to seebetterplaybetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shaden brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Today.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with Xfi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics?
My elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 617-644-PAIN. That's 617-644-PAIN. 617-644.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stanfill, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire adds and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcand here with you as the Red Sox and the Mets kick off a 3-game set here at Fenway, part of a 10-game homestand before they hit the road again. It's now time for the Herb Chambers starting lineups. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. We'll start with the Red Sox, who will have leading off Jarren Duran in left field as usual. Rafael Devers will be behind him, DHing. Alex Bregman, your number 3 hitter at third base. Batting cleanup in right field is Wilyer Abreu. Trevor Story will bat 5th and play shortstop. Nick Sogard, your number 6 hitter at first base, followed by David Hamilton at second. Carlos Narvaez doing the catching, and Ceddanne Rafaela will bat 9th and and play center field behind the starter, Hunter Dobbins. For the Mets, leading off, Francisco Lindor at short. Juan Soto will bat second and play right field. A lot of money tied up in those two, by the way. That is a very expensive top of the lineup right there. Pete Alonso, another guy making some good coin, will bat third and play first base. Brandon Nimmo, your cleanup hitter in left field, followed by Mark Vientos, the DH. Brett Beatty will bat sixth and play third. Francisco Alvarez will do the catching. Jeff McNeil is your number 8 hitter at second base, and Tyrone Taylor will bat ninth and play center field behind the starter, Kodai Senga. Time now for the Subaru scoreboard update. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Pretty busy night here in the majors. We'll start in Miami, where the Marlins will host the Cubs. Eduardo Cabrera and Ben Brown, your starters there. The Pirates will get a visit from the Cincinnati Reds at 6:40. Nick Lodolo and Mitch Keller, the expected starters in that one. The Tampa Bay Rays getting a visit from the Houston Astros, with Colton Gordon getting the start for Houston. Ryan Pepio on the mound for the Rays. The Baltimore Orioles on the road for some interleague play, taking on the Milwaukee Brewers at 7:40. Quinn Priester going for the Brew Crew. Dean Kramer will get the start for the O's. The Cleveland Guardians, who have lost 3 in a row now, will be taking on the Minnesota Twins at 7:40. It's Logan Allen and Bailey Ober, your starters there. The Mariners in Chicago to start off a series with the White Sox. 7:40 start time. Luis Castillo and Davis Martin, the starters there. The Detroit Tigers will be in St. Louis. Interleague action there. 7:45 start time between those two teams. The Phillies in Colorado taking on the Rockies at Coors Field. 8:40 start for Christopher Sanchez and Kyle Freeland, the starting pitchers there. The Royals in San Francisco to take on the Giants at 9:45. The Angels in Sacramento to take on the A's, who are currently right now the coldest team in the majors. They've lost 5 in a row, have the A's, as they look to snap that streak with the Angels in town. And a 10:10 start time in L.A. for the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, here's the lock of the game. It's presented by Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit them online at newenglandmetalroofing.com and never reroute again. What I'm going to give you right here is sort of a Costanza pick, but also I'm picking someone to bust out of a slump, and that someone is Trevor Story, who this month is not performing very well. In the month of May so far, 16-ish games, he has a batting average of 164 and an OPS of 425, which is certainly not very good. And I expect that while Senga's on the mound and he doesn't give up a lot of runs, I think that there's all the ingredients here for the perfect storm. And I also read that Trevor Story hits a lot of balls to the outfield, and that the Mets' outfield defense is some of the worst in the majors. So here's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you Trevor Story to knock in a run tonight. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I'm giving you an RBI from Trevor Story. I can see Joe Braverman back there cringing. Like, Arkan, what are you doing? Trevor Story, he's batting one. You just gave me the number. He's batting 164. I know. And maybe this is a Costanza pick, but I'm saying he busts out of it tonight. I'm saying Trevor Story sees a pitch he likes from Senga or maybe one of the relievers, assuming Senga doesn't pitch a complete game shutout tonight. Hopefully that would really blow up my pick. But give me Trevor Story. Pretty good juice on that one, too. And by the way, and this is, of course, very, very important, maybe the most important thing I'm going to tell you, is that every game we have the New England Chevy Dealers Question of the Day. Together We Drive. Listen in for that during the broadcast today. And it's a good one today with Juan Soto in town. The question is, do you think Juan Soto will be worth his Mets contract, which, let's remind you, is 15 years and $765 million. You can vote on that. And, of course, Will Fleming and Mike Monaco will discuss the results during tonight's broadcast. All right, that's all she wrote here. And I'm Christian Arcan. This has been the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. First pitch from Fenway coming your way next, right here on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
With just 5 days till Memorial Day weekend, now's the time to make sure you're stocked on charcoal, dogs, burgers. Grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick for an epic Memorial Day celebration. Because the unofficial start of summer deserves the unofficial official summer refreshment.
Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the Dew.
Rarely does a product come to the game of professional golf that is so quickly embraced by the pros. Shade-In Precision Eyewear is that product. Go to seebetterplaybetter.com and find out why Shade-In sunglasses are trusted by tour players and their caddies. Shade-In is so confident in their product, they're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to seebetterplaybetter.com and use the code SPRING to receive 20% off your order. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to experience golf's finest eyewear.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
History That Doesn't Suck is a legit, seriously researched, hard-hitting history podcast told through entertaining stories. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What? All the budget has to be used now? And we can use all the media buy?
Javier's marketing firm just got its dream funding.
Okay, ideas. Bobbleheads? No. T-shirt cannon? I seriously need some help here.
He needs to find marketing managers who are worth every dollar.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Sponsoring a job on Indeed gives it a visibility boost, so you can hire faster. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2025 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
You're listening to The Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action. This is... Red Sox Baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field, adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers. Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike 3 and no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist. Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by House.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on. New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Mike Monaco.
From Fenway Park on a cloudy, overcast, late May evening. Boston Red Sox in need of a turn in momentum. Welcome the New York Mets with their new star-studded lineup, headlined by Juan Soto for the first game of a 3-game series. Along with Mike Monaco, I'm Will Fleming. The Sox just coming off a real tough series. They dropped 2 of 3 from the Atlanta Braves. Another disappointing Sunday here at Fenway Park. And in come the New York Mets, who in the offseason, really kind of the talk of baseball, signing Juan Soto to a $765 million contract. They are 11 games over 500, but not because of Soto, and really not that much because of their offense. They own the game's best team ERA. And they got a really good one on the mound here tonight in Kodai Senga. He'll be opposed by Hunter Dobbins, who was roughed up a little bit late in his last start in Detroit, but overall he's had a great rookie season for the Red Sox. So, Mike, the scene is set. It's a little chillier than we thought it might be tonight. The Mets just dropped 2 of 3 at Yankee Stadium, so Boston comes in 5 out in the American League East. This is a star-studded lineup. You'd be hard-pressed, maybe other than the LA Dodgers, to find a 1-2-3 more famous, more compelling, more talented. So for Dobbins and the Red Sox, even though this Mets offense is not humming all the way right now, this is a real test.
Yeah, it is. It's an offense that is 12th in baseball in runs per game, so they've been middle of the pack. And you mentioned it, like, one of the surprising things is that the guy who signed the richest contract in pro sports history, in Juan Soto, if you just took his numbers right now, it would be the worst season by OPS of his career. Now, it's still really effective, but it's not like he's driving this team that had an amazing season, a run to the NLCS last year. It's not like he has been the one to drive them to a team that has tied for the second best record in all of baseball. Pete Alonso, the guy who hits behind Juan Soto, has been spectacular. He has been so good. Eventually, finally re-signed with the Mets. He's been awesome. And then you said it, it's the best pitching staff in baseball, which was a huge question mark during spring training because they got hit with injuries during spring training to Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas. But, man, their starting rotation has really stepped up. Kodai Senga, who the Sox see today, has been awesome. It's an ERA at 1, and so it's a tall task right away in another really important series for the Red Sox.
Alex Cora is off tonight. His daughter Camila graduated from Boston College today, so Ramon Vasquez is the acting manager. The Red Sox bench coach brings the lineup card out with Carlos Mendoza at the home plate area. He had a great debut as the skipper of the New York Mets, and he's got his team 11 games above 500. The national anthem here this evening is brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com, where you'll find stable, sustaining, skilled trades careers helping bring the next generation of U.S. Navy submarines to life. We build giants because it takes one to build one. The Red Sox and the New York Mets on a cool Fenway night. If early indications matter much, this is going to be a crowd filled with a lot of fans in blue and orange when Frankie Lindor took the field for the first time. A huge ovation. We saw this here 2 years ago, Mike. These Mets fans, they don't get to come to Fenway often. They have come up I-95. I think it's going to get loud for the Mets here tonight.
You said it on pregame with Christian, and it absolutely looks that way. And just walking around the city, coming back from the ballpark last night and around the city today, you could see a lot of Mets gear out there. So I think you're exactly right, and especially on a chilly night here as the weather has taken a turn for the cold in the last 24 hours.
It should be a good night to pitch for Hunter Dobbins and Kodai Senga. It is howling in. We're going to really tough it out with the windows open. Mike, how about today's starting lineups?
Let's do it. It's time for the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. So let's meet tonight's players. And for the Mets, they are 29-18, a half game ahead of the Phillies in the NL East, managed by, as you said, Carlos Mendoza. Francisco Lindor leads off at short. Juan Soto follows and bats second and right. Pete Alonso's been great. He's the first baseman in the 3 spot. Veteran Brandon Nimmo's the cleanup man in left. Mark Vientos DH is in the 5 spot. Brett Beatty's off to a nice start this year, the 3rd baseman in the 6th spot. Catcher Francisco Alvarez bats 7th. Longtime veteran Jeff McNeil bats 8th at 2nd. Defensive-minded Tyrone Taylor bats 9th in center. With Kodai Senga on the mound for the Mets, he has been special so far this season in 8 starts. And he goes up against this lineup for acting manager Ramon Vasquez. Jaron Duran leads off in left. Rafael Devers DHs in the 2 spot. Alex Bregman 0 for 4 yesterday. He bats 3rd and plays 3rd. Wilyer Abreu starts in right. He's the cleanup man. Trevor Story trying to bust out of this multi-week schneid. He's the shortstop in the 5 spot. Another start at first base for Nick Sogard, batting 6th. David Hamilton plays 2nd and bats 7th. Carlos Narvaez, another start behind the plate. He does the catching in the 8th spot, and Seitan Rafaela is in center and batting 9th with Hunter Dobbins on the mound. And that brings us to tonight's Speed Report, brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today to check out the latest deals. 6th start for the 25-year-old from Texas. He's been very effective, as Will said. Fastball sits 95 to 96. He's got good stuff and a good mind for pitching as well. And he will face a loaded top third in this Mets lineup right out of the chute with Lindor in the left-hand box. And at the microphone, the voice of the Red Sox, Will Fleming.
Hey, great to be with you once again, Mike. And there it is, a really nice hand for Lindor as he digs in, smiling, looking over into the Red Sox dugout. No Cora tonight, of course, but he's close with Ramon Vasquez as well. A "Let's Go Mets" chant breaks out before the ballgame. Wow. Now that is no good. The pitch to Lindor is a strike on the outside corner from Dobbins, and it's 0-1.
96 the start, good velo. That is what we've seen from Hunter Dobbins.
6:46 p.m. A 1 is in the dirt, 55 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Hatfield Marinated Pork. Elevate your grilling game with Hatfield Marinated Pork tenderloins. 1-1 to Lindor, 283, 9 homers and 28 driven in, but he has cooled off over the last week or so. And he will step out, having a word with Brian O'Nora. Saddlebud. No hand signal from O'Nora, just having a friendly conversation.
Pretty close quarters, too.
1-1. The pitch is downstairs, curveball. And it is 2-1. He's 1 for his last 19 with 4 strikeouts, and Lindor has started to boot it around a little bit defensively here lately. 2-1 from Dobbins. Drive high in the air into left field. Duran, though, has room in front of the warning track. He now creeps in. Wind is really knocking it down. And Dobbins retires Lindor to begin the ballgame.
You mentioned it last time out for Hunter Dobbins. He ran into some trouble in the 6th inning, but he'd been very effective through 5 in that one, and it was more of the same from what we've seen in his first 5 starts.
So here's the Soto shuffle, and there are boos from the Red Sox fans. Reportedly well north of $700 million offered to him. Not off to his best start. He was cooled off in the Bronx. Curveball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. He was 1 for 10 in that series. And everybody can agree in the whole building with the cheer that breaks out now on both sides. The 0-1 is downstairs. A little bit of a mini Soto shuffle. Juan Soto very quietly now with an 823 OPS coming in, is starting to get a little heat in New York, particularly for the way he handled himself in the Subway Series. 1-1 is a broken bat grounder off the mound. Story's got it back in the bag. He throws to first in time. And 2 away. Part of it was that last night in the 8th inning, close game. He did not run hard to first base. He had some very kind things to say about the Yankees, and Mets fans would have you believe that the happiest he's looked all year was when he was talking to Aaron Judge and Aaron Boone.
Yeah, there was a shot of him and Judge in the outfield together pregame, and you knew the cameras would be all over that.
2 down. Here is the polar bear, Pete Alonso, who takes a fastball up and in for ball 1. 9 homers, 37 driven in, the 5th best OPS in all of baseball. Mike told you he signed at the very end of the offseason, the 1-0. Outside from Dobbins, a slider. And it's 2-0. You got Brandon Nimmo with 8 homers on deck. Left-handed hitter. He's been very good as well. It is a top-heavy Mets lineup. 2 down, top 1. Red Sox hosting the New York Mets. Alonso bounces the bat on his back right shoulder. 2-0. Drilled high and deep into left field. This thing's going to get out of here. Can you imagine? It's off the top of the wall. I beg your pardon. The wind knocked it down just underneath the red line. They throw to second, and he's safe. I don't know how the tag missed him. Great play by Duran. Hamilton had it right there. And immediately Ramon Vasquez on the phone looking into the video room, and they got to hurry up and make a decision. They do want to look, so they think they got him at second base.
We know by now how this process works. Mike Brenly's on the horn, so he has seen enough to say, have a look at this. I thought it was getting out too, for sure.
That was my first violation of the Joe Castig, Ken Coleman rule, which is you got to wait here. That thing was...
Boston is challenging safe, call a second.
And he is out, definitely. As you look at the replay, David Hamilton tags his left shoulder before the right hand gets the back of the bag.
And it's a really good throw by Jarren Duran. Hamilton does his job. I mean, the throw was perfect. On the outfield side of the second base bag, Hamilton grabs it and then lunges forward to Alonso. Throw definitely beat him. And now upon further review, I'm with you. I think obviously this challenge will be successful and it should be overturned.
As Diaz, the crew chief, there with Brian O'Nora. Shouldn't take long. From the replay room in New York. What a great play by Duran. And Alonso thought for sure that was out of here. And of course, as you heard, so did I. He has been so good in this yard. And O'Nora wants the baseball from Hunter.
After review, because been overturned, the runner's out. Boston retains the challenge.
That was awesome. The home plate umpire went up to Hunter and said, he's out, go to the dugout.
Let's move quickly here.
All right, so everybody can exhale. I beg your pardon. That thing looked like it was 50 yards out onto Lansdowne. We'll take it. No score after half an inning. Sox and Mets and the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Helmets keep kids safe on their bikes. Seatbelts keep them safe in the car. But when it comes to technology, what's keeping them safe from the mental and physical harms of the online world, like cyberbullies, predators, or digital depression and doom scrolling? Aura AI's powered family safety app gives parents the tools to do just that. It offers a deep, personalized understanding of your child's online world and gives tailored recommendations on how to keep them healthy, happy, and safe. Go to aura.com/radio to try for free. Aura is the official family online safety partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Jarren Duran leading it off against Kodai Senga, who's been unbelievable in his first 8 starts. Rarely ever allows homers. Duran rips one on the ground. Fair, and that's going to be extra bases for Duran. It caroms off the wall where it juts out past the tarp. Duran into second. He'll hold there as Soto digs it out. 1 pitch and an extra base hit for Jarren Duran.
Jarren got a fastball right down the middle from Kodai Senga, and he didn't wait around. And he's been swinging it better here over the last 5 games and just jumps on that heater, pulls it down the line past the first baseman, Pete Alonso, and a great start off Senga.
Now 12 for his last 35 with 4 extra base hits. And that was actually kind of a bad break for the Red Sox that it didn't just shoot down the line, because triple all the way if it does. And here now the hottest hitter on planet Earth, Rafi Devers, as Senga steps off, claiming a misfire on the pitch comm. Let's see what they do with that. He wants a new transponder. Devers, absolutely spectacular. He had a grand slam yesterday, walk-off homer on Saturday. And really, almost from the moment he met with John Henry in Kansas City, Devers has just been hotter than you could possibly be.
I mean, you said to Ramon Vasquez in your pregame conversation, you think it's the best Rafi's been going, and Ramon didn't hesitate. He totally agrees.
I do. I mean, it's because it's the combination, not just the damage, but not chasing, not swinging and missing. And last night, the grand slam came on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 9 homers, 38 driven in. Was that a violation on Senga? It was. So it's 1-0. The pitch is down and in. Fastball at 94. They call it his ghost forkball, and it has been a total weapon. He signed a 5-year, $75 million deal a couple seasons ago. And he doesn't go long in games. Averages about 5 innings, but he has been brilliant. 2-0 to Devers. Duran dancing around at second. The pitch way inside. That was a slider, and not even close. It's 3-0.
And they go with these 6-man rotations for Senga, and they space him out that way. And he hasn't been given a ton of depth, like you said. But, man, when he has been in games, he's been dominant.
3-0. Stands tall on the mound. Pitch to Devers is outside. Ball four. That was the ghost fork, and Raffy not spooked at all, and they're 2-on with nobody out in the bottom of the first.
I love on the pitch tracking on a scoreboard or anywhere with baseball's information. It just registers as fork. Like, very simple. Not spoon, not knife, fork.
So here now, Alex Bregman with a chance to take a look at Kodai Senga. I mean, the numbers are just ridiculous. He's made 8 starts, only 44 and a third innings, 42 strikeouts, 1.02 ERA. Duran at second, Devers at first. Here's Bregman. The pitch is way outside of the backstop, and everybody advances. Duran to third, and Devers is up to second. So Senga a little rattled here early, and a chance to jump on him right out of the gates.
He doesn't throw a lot of sinkers, and he just yanked this thing. I mean, well shy of home plate, left-hand box away from Bregman. No chance for the catcher, Alvarez.
Like Daisuke, like Yamamoto, like so many, like Darvish, he's got about 9 different pitches. 1-0 to Bregman. Here it is. Alex drives one high down the right field line toward the pesky pole. It is way back, slicing, just foul. Missed a homer by about 10 feet. Short of the pesky pole, I think. Soto came all the way over to get there. The Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Red Sox pitcher, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here for the Jimmy Fund and here for good. Feels so important to cash it in right here against Senga. 1-1 to Bregman. Second and third, nobody out. Mets concede a run with the infield back other than Alonso at first. The 1-1 is way outside. A slider, and it's 2-1.
He doesn't have the command early on. First pitch to Jarren Duran, middle, and then everything else has kind of been outside the zone, on the fringes of the zone for Senga. 7 pitches in.
He allowed a homer to the second batter of the season and not one since. Senga. 2-1 to Bregman. The pitch is fouled on the third base side of Cutter, and it is 2-2. Bregman back up above 300. 303 with 11 homers and 34 driven in. And what protection he has given Devers. Trying to cash it in right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is up the middle. Soft ground ball. Going to get the job done. Duran comes home to score. Throw to first. Just in time. They got him by half a step. Devers made the right call at second. He retreated to the bag. It's an RBI ground out for Bregman, and the Red Sox do lead 1-0.
Off the end of the bat, just cued by Alex Bregman, pitched down in the zone. It was that ghost fork ball, bottom of the zone, and Alex Bregman was swinging. He was well out in front of it, kind of cued it past the mound. Plenty to get Duran in from third.
So how big is the wild pitch now? Chance to pile it on. Here's Wilyer Abreu. Run in with Devers at second. Pitch is on the ground to first. Backing up on it, Alonso. He will flip underhanded to the covering Senga. They beat Abreu there, 2 down. So now they'll need a 2-out hit or another wild pitch from Trevor Story to get Devers home. Mets have Alonso at first. Jeff McNeil, who's become more of a utility guy at second base tonight. Lindor, the shortstop. Brett Beatty, the third baseman. Tall and lean for a guy playing the hot corner is Beatty. Here is Story. Some more encouraging swings lately. Pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. Slider, and it's 0-1.
Senga just stumbled off the mound there toward the first base dugout. So the catcher Alvarez kind of walks the baseball out about a quarter of the way back to the mound. Something with the footing there for Kodai Senga.
Francisco Alvarez behind the dish, the center fielder for the Mets. Tyrone Taylor, Soto in right with Nimmo in left. Run in for the Red Sox. 2 down, Devers at third. 1-1 to Story. 230 with 6 homers. 20 driven in. Long set, the 0-1. Story swings and misses. That's the ghost fork ball. And it is 0-2. Story is 11 for his last 89. Talking to people around the club today. Simple message. Find a fastball in the zone and hit it. Unlikely to get that here, though, 0-2. Senga does not look comfortable. He's blowing on his hand. He's just been erratic. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Story grounds one hard over the third base bag and fair. Devers will score. Story awkwardly rounding first. Will hold there. It's an RBI hit for Trevor with 2 outs, and it's 2-0. Kodai Senga looks totally rattled on the mound.
He's been out of sorts since the start. I mean, after one pitch, he goes off for the pitch comm issue, stumbled off the mound. You mentioned blowing on his hand. And, man, flip side of that, what a big hit that is for Trevor Story. Just in a 2-strike count with 2 outs, another 2-strike Red Sox hit, and Story needed that.
Past the dive of Beatty at third. Here is Nick Sogard getting another start today at first base. The pitch to Nick, low. Cut fastball 1-0. I mean, for a guy in Senga who does not throw a lot of pitches, does not go deep into starts. 15 already in this opening inning. 2-0 Red Sox. 2 down with Story thinking about it over at first. If he can guess forkball, it'd be a good time to go. He does. The 1-0 is in the dirt. Throw to second. Not in time. Head first slide for Story. It was a cutter. And Alvarez, who does throw well, made a good transfer, but that was stolen off of Senga.
Totally was. And the 9th bag of the season for Trevor Story. And you mentioned it, the 11 for 89. Like, one of the things that's missing when he's not getting on base is the athleticism he brings to this lineup.
Pitch was a ball to Sogard, so it's 2-0. Hit could and likely would give the Red Sox their 3rd run. Here it is. Sogard rips one up the middle, but right at Lindor. That's unlucky. Liner into the defense, and the inning is over. But the Red Sox get 2 off of Senga, and after an inning, Dobbins back to the mound with a 2-0 lead on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Saraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Saraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
For the best deal on tires, head to Town Fair Tire. We beat every competitor every day on every tire. Tire dealers, we beat them. Clubs, we beat them. Online prices, we beat them. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. Good start to his season with 8 home runs. He'll see Hunter Dobbins, top of the 2nd. Red Sox leading 2-0. Fastball, love it, right on the outside corner, strike 1.
We said it had to be a home run, right? That combination for Pete Alonso of exit velo and launch angle, 71 batted balls, 71 home runs with those metrics ever tracked here at Fenway.
Well, then, I'm not as crazy as I thought I was.
Not at all.
I mean, that thing was pounded. Tells you what the wind is doing in from center and left.
Those numbers, of course, from the great Red Sox stats on social media.
That makes me feel like 2% better. They're totally blowing that. And what a play by Duran. The 0-1 is a strike. How many times have we felt that on the other end, Mike, where a defensive play, you make it out on the bases, and then immediately the game sort of turns? That was awesome from Duran.
Yeah, and then it flipped for Senga right away from the first pitch against Duran in the home half.
0-2 to Nimmo. 225, but some power. And he takes outside a splitter. It's 1-2. Dobbins has been tweaking his slider. He's got 2 versions, slider and sweeper. Trying to get a little bit more separation between slider, curveball, and the heater, which has been such a good pitch. 1-2. That's foul back. He told me if I'm a little angry, the curveball comes out a little harder. He wants it to be 70-71. He said when it's in the mid-70s, that's not exactly where I want it.
Yeah, one of the things for him coming up was 5 different pitches, 5 different velocities.
1-2 is sort of boxed around there by Narvaez. Almost sort of looked like a cross-up, which we don't see in the PitchCom era, but it's 2-2 in the Herb Chambers batting order. Brought to you by Herb Chambers, Audi Burlington, and Audi Brookline. Dobbins throws. Nimmo fouls it off on the third base side. You can tell this guy's got a sense of humor. He's got a big presence on social media. He always engages with fans in New York. His Twitter handle is Finding Nimmo. 2-2 is a chopper up the middle. Story to his left. Plays a room service hop. Throws to first in time. No sight of Dory, but there's one away.
Go touch the boat. Brandon Nimmo was great when he was mic'd up last night on Sunday Night Baseball.
Hilarious. He feels like a guy who just loves baseball. We take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Mark Vientos, right-handed hitter, takes a fastball outside for ball 1 from Hunter Dobbins. One down in the second. Here's a blooper foul on the first base side. And well into the seats. It is 1-1. He is doing what he so often does, Dobbins, and that is filling up the strike zone early in counts. This is the 5th Mets hitter, and all but one have seen a first pitch strike. Here's the 1-1. It's on the ground towards second. Look out. Dobbins stumbles, and is he hurt? He's grabbing at his right ankle. Hamilton makes the play, throws to first, and Hunter calls off the trainers in the first base dugout. Wow.
Yeah, definitely his right ankle. Now he's walking to the back of the mound and kind of kicking that right foot, the toe on the grass as he walks back. It was awkward on the comebacker past him. He reached out with his glove hand for it to the first base dugout and just kind of tripped and fell.
I wonder if there's something up with the mound tonight. I mean, all the rain we've been having. Here is Brett Beatty. He takes a strike, 95. No ill effects there for Dobbins. And it is 0-1. 2-0 Red Sox. Dobbins cruising along the 0-1. A little low with a slider. Subaru New England scoreboard. A little love goes a long way in the 25 Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Beatty, 225, 5 homers and 11 driven in, a fastball high. The Mets in this season are just such a classic case of how baseball is pretty simple sometimes. If you pitch, you win. And they've pitched better than anybody. The 2-1 is a strike on the outside corner. Attack mode again. And it's 2-2.
And by a wide margin, like a 2.86 team ERA when you're almost 50 games into the season is wild.
The Red Sox were doing things like that in the first 2 months of last season, of course, then fell off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down to Beatty. He's not gotten on base almost at all. A 253 clip. Pitch is low. He went with a curveball. And it's 3-2. Later tonight, Astros visit Tampa Bay at Steinbrenner Field. Yankees get the night off. That will irk the New York Mets. They got here at about 3 a.m. last night. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dobbins throws. And a foul back to the screen. I know that making the schedule is complicated, but I do firmly believe that that should be a hard and fast rule. If you play Sunday Night Baseball, you're off the next day.
Yeah, late arriving, like you said, and late to the ballpark because of that today, understandably.
The old show and go. 3-2 popped up on the left side of the infield. Bregman, I know that's not a homer. He's on the infield dirty, makes the play, and the inning is over. 2-0 Red Sox after an inning and a half on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I'm Jordan Lauren Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow the Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hey guys, Andy Hart here, and let's face facts. We can't exactly dodge Father Time. But does that mean we need to wave the white flag on our health? Absolutely not. Look, I get it. The pounds start creeping up, the medicine cabinet gets crowded, and suddenly everyone just shrugs and says, "That's aging for you." Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be. Awaken 180 Golden changes the game for anyone over 60. You want to move easier? Boom. Want fewer meds instead of more? Done. Less joint pain and more comfort? Absolutely. And oh yeah, you'll shed weight fast too. Awaken 180 Golden isn't boot camp. It's a focused, doctor and dietitian approved nutrition program with goals reached in just 1 to 3 months. Plus, you're locked in with expert coaching and lifetime support. You guys know my story. I'm proof Awaken 180 works. Now imagine the results you'll get with Awaken 180 Golden. So call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Well, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Red Sox lead the Mets 2-0. Seventh batter of the ball game is David Hamilton, brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman. Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. You've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Well, Hamilton is getting another start for a couple different reasons. One, you got the forkballer Senga on the mound. Two, he's been really hot with the bat. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Sweeper, backdoored it. It's on one. It's been sort of a wide zone, I think, from Brian O'Nor to start. That pitch away from lefties has been given early on. 0-1. Pitch. Hamilton drives one down the right field line, hooking, foul. 6 for his last 10 is David, and they just want to give Christian Campbell a couple more days off. He's 4 for his last 51, and on top of that, he's learning a new position every day. Worked again at first base today. 0-2 to Hamilton. The pitch is a soft ground ball on the right side. McNeil races in. He's got to hurry. He throws to first, and they get Hamilton by a step.
And it looks good from Christian Campbell over there. I mean, there's a lot to learn in terms of where to be on cutoffs and where to go with your positioning. And Ramon Vasquez said this to you in your pregame conversation, like, when do you go for the ground ball to your right? But in terms of the picks and the hands, we talked about this yesterday. It's been pretty impressive stuff.
Speaking of impressive, here's Carlos Narvaez. Today, Jose David Flores was playing catch with him and started talking about cutoff responsibilities. Enough with the Let's Go Mets chants. Normally, those get booed down immediately. A little too loud tonight. One out in the second to Carlos, who's been so good. The pitch is outside. Cutter, ball one. 268 with 4 homers and 14 driven in overall for Narvaez. Senga sets. He throws. And a fastball outside. Met fans these days are feeling a little chesty. They got to the NLCS. They signed Soto for $765 million. They brought Alonso back. They got a star-studded lineup. 2-0 to Narvaez. Here's the pitch, and it is low. Good patience again from Carlos, 3-0.
They had their own theme song last year with Jose Iglesias' OMG. Like, the vibes were really good for the Mets last season.
And they come in here 11 games over. 3-0. Narvaez takes fastball right there. So this becomes the interesting part with Senga. Narvaez figuring in his head he'll get that same thing right here. Not always certain with Senga. 3-1. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, ball 4. It was a fastball, but it was yanked. Another great plate appearance there by Carlos Narvaez. I mean, Narvaez this season is getting on base at a 340 clip. Tremendous.
It's been so good from Carlos Narvaez. I mean, he's pretty much been a top 5 catcher in the sport so far this year.
The rivalry report tonight speaks to both these clubs, the Red Sox and the Mets. Yankees, we told you, are off. The pitch is outside a breaking ball. They took 2 of 3 from the Mets over the weekend in the Bronx. Sponsored by River Spring Residences, setting a new standard for memory care in New York City. 833-79-RIVER or riverspringresidences.org/radio. 1-0 to Cedon. He takes a ball. Really good patience. Cutter, and it's 2-0. Rafael has really started to heat up. Average up to 247. Hitters count here, 2-0, looking to drive something. Here's the pitch, and it is popped up. Left side of the infield. He got a cutter right there, but Cedon just didn't handle it. It's over toward third where Beatty is underneath it. He's there to make the play. I'm okay with that aggression from Cedon, and a hitter's count.
I was just going to say the same thing. Those 3 pitches, you can totally live with that sequencing for Rafael. He lays off a breaking ball to begin, takes a cutter. There was a tempting pitch, and then he gets one up in the zone, up and in, and he went after it, just missed it.
So here's Duran, who doubled to begin the bottom of the first inning. Scored one of the Red Sox 2 runs. They lead 2-0 with 2 outs in the second. Pitch is a ball. Cut fastball, up and away. It's 1-0. The Red Sox have been on this for a few days. That Jaron last year was a slow starter and turned the corner right around this time. He really does look good at the plate. 1-0. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
I marvel at how much Duran tinkers with his swing and makes adjustments kind of whenever he feels like it. He went back to the leg kick when the Red Sox were on the road.
He really is a feel-based hitter. Not so much mechanically driven. He just wants to feel balanced up there. 1-1. He drives one foul. Third base side into the seats. He's now 12 for his last 35 with thump. Now, he's not pulling the ball in the air quite as much, but as we saw last year when he's crushing it into the left center field gap, pull side power is going to come.
Yeah, and even that pull side ground ball, like it could have easily been a triple in the first inning, like you said, still ends up a double. Just get him on the base paths.
He'll have to fight here. Wind howling in from left and center. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And Duran takes a ball. I mean, that was the ghost fork that barely cleared the grass lip. That went not even 50 feet.
These misses have been huge misses from Senga. Like, that's 4 or 5 that he has bounced in well in front of home plate.
Yeah, he's already thrown 31 pitches. Not looking comfortable at all. 2-2. Pitch is ripped down the right field line. That's a base hit. That might score Narvaez. He heads to second. He's going to come around third. He's waved home. Soto's relay throw from McNeil. Not in time. That's an RBI triple for Duran. And it's 3-0 Red Sox.
Well, how about it from Jarren Duran? So similar to the ball that he hit in the first inning. Does it again here in the second, and he yanks this one inside the line. A pitch that was low in the zone, just tugs it. It avoids the sidewall that he hit in the first, keeping him to a double. You knew it was triple territory right off the bat.
And here now, Devers. What a night Duran is having. Senga rattled at the belt. Leg comes up, he throws, and Devers swings and fouls off Cutter. That was beneath the zone. And it's 0-1. We all focus on Devers and Bregman and the big hitters in the middle of the order, but you could make the case, certainly over the last 2 years, this offense goes where Duran takes them.
Totally does. They need him going at the top, and you said it. The words from the Red Sox clubhouse over the last few days, preaching patience with him, that it was like last year's start.
You wonder if the fact that Senga doesn't have the fork ball eliminates it here in this spot, especially with Duran at third. 0-1. Pitch is fouled off. So much for that. He threw the splitter. That's gutsy, because I thought maybe Rafi could eliminate that, thinking if Senga bounces one, Duran scores.
Yeah, and this is already the most Senga's given up all year. He had not given up 3 earned runs in any of his 8 starts this season.
Actually, the season high, only 6 hits. The Red Sox halfway there. 2 extra base hits from Duran. 0-2. play him to pull and way back on the infield. This one bounces in, and a really good job there by Alvarez. He went with the forkball again, and Alvarez went down and got it with the chest protector to keep it in front. Impressive. One ball, two strikes. Duran leads at third. The pitch is outside. Fastball at 96, and it's 2-2.
Man, you can just see how locked in Devers is, because takes like that are so good. 96 up and away, but just off the edge, and Raffy spits on it.
Run in, 3-0 Red Sox in the second. 2-2, the pitch is softly grounded on the right side. McNeil circles around it, gloves, and throws to first in time, and the inning is over, but Duran propels the Red Sox to another run. 3-0 after 2 on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
So you have a podcast, and you really want to make money with it. Then you need the Odyssey Creator Lab. Check this out. We'll host your podcast for free. You just do your show. We'll use the power of Odyssey's massive expert sales team to place ads in your show and make you money. Does it get any easier than that? Nope. You stay in control of your show, and we help you bring in the money. Sounds like a dream partnership. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and start earning more from your content today.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
hey Google, cool down my car.
And,
hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
Or change up your adventure.
Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue.
Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the Nissan Rogue. Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequences shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply, subject to third-party service availability. Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Available on Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer suggested retail price. MSRP for base models. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Good start for the Red Sox. Hunter Dobbins has a 3-0 lead into the third, and for the play-by-play, here's Mike Monaco.
Will, thank you. First pitch is swung on and lined to right by Francisco Alvarez. Abreu races back, and it's out of his reach. Karams off the wall in the right field corner. Alvarez speeds into second with a first pitch double to begin the third inning off Hunter Dobbins, with the Red Sox ahead 3-0. Only the second base runner for the Mets. They got the single from Pete Alonso in the first, and then Jarren Duran threw him out at second as Alonso tried to stretch it into a double. So 7, 8, and 9 in the Mets lineup. And the Herb Chambers batting order, sponsored by Herb Chambers Mercedes-Benz of Boston, Mercedes-Benz of Sudbury, and Flagship Motor Cars of Linfield. Now Jeff McNeil bats, the veteran in the left-hand box. Wide stance, wears the pants up high, revealing the royal blue socks. First pitch, and Dobbins spots a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Well struck ball by Francisco Alvarez to begin this third inning. Red Sox ahead 3-0. Dobbins with a waist-high set in the 0-1. This is down, a ball and a strike to the two-time All-Star McNeil, who's batting .245 with a couple of home runs and 8 driven in, playing in only his 20th game of the season. Red mitt for Dobbins is 1-1. Swinging a bouncer up the first base line. Foul, 1-2.
Historically, he's been one of the freest swingers in all of baseball. Had a huge playoff run for the Mets last year. When he gets hot, he kind of carries their whole operation.
Former batting champion 3 years ago, back in the 22 season. One of these long tenured Mets on this New York club. Man at second, nobody out, third inning. Dobbins nods yes. The rookie's 1-2 is down, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Third inning is brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're crossing the state line or just going crosstown, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill-up along the way. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Dobbins straightens up, squared toward third. And McNeil asks for time and is granted by the home plate umpire, the very talkative Brian O'Nora, who, especially with the star players on both sides so far, these first 3 innings, very affable behind home plate. On a chilly night with the wind whipping at Fenway. Red Sox up 3-0, top of the third. Dobbins with a long look in at his catcher, Carlos Narvaez. Dobbins kicks 2-2. That's outside, a full count as it popped out of Narvaez's mitt. The Baldwin Group defensive alignment, by the way, with Narvaez behind the plate. We look at who's protecting tonight's starter. It's brought to you by the Baldwin Group, insurance, employee benefits, and wealth management. If you can dream it, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible. Alvarez leads off second with nobody out in the third. Dobbins looks that way. Now the 3-2. McNeil swings and fouls it off on the ground, third base side. This Mets team has been awesome to begin the season. We told you 29-18. That is tied for the second best record in baseball, only behind the Tigers, who the Red Sox just saw on the road last week. Mets with the same record as the Dodgers, 2 high payroll clubs. Dobbins is ready, another 3-2. McNeil swings and bounces it toward first. Sogard circles gloves, flips to Dobbins covering, who taps the bag, and there's one away. Alvarez moves over to third on the slow roller to the right side, and the Mets have a man at third with 1 out in this third inning. It's been an awesome New York pitching staff. Told you the offense has been more middle of the pack for a group that is top loaded. Top 3 in this lineup, Lindor, Soto, and Alonso. Building off what they did last year going to the NLCS. Now to the 9-man Tyrone Taylor, known for his glove. Righty on righty, first pitch. Taylor swings and he lines one toward left center field. A base hit to score Alvarez from third. Rafaela scoops it in left center, and Tyrone Taylor's got a run-scoring single to get the Mets on the board. Red Sox lead now down to 3-1 here in the third.
I wonder how now Dobbins is going to alter his approach the second time through, because one of the things you love about him is he's aggressive. That was a really good pitch. Good swing by Taylor. I don't think Dobbins would throw that any differently. But he threw a first pitch strike to 7 of the first 9 hitters. And again, that's part of his DNA, but these Mets are free swinging.
And now back to the top for Francisco Lindor. First pitch is a slider that misses in, ball 1. And it's only 5 starts for Dobbins coming in, but the numbers do show that he's been really good the first time through, and then he's given up damage the second and the third times through lineup so far. The wind is howling, and the home plate umpire, Brian O'Nora, asks for time. He steps out, takes off his mask, and is wiping something away from his right eye.
We could all relate. Great.
Some of us were smart enough to bring a jacket or perhaps multiple layers to the ballpark today, and some of us weren't. 3-1 Red Sox here in the top of the third inning. Tyrone Taylor at first after his RBI single. Lindor flew out to left field his first time. Hunter Dobbins is ready with a 1-0. Lindor takes up and away, 2-0.
Well, I haven't always necessarily learned you got to wait on the ball to left. I have learned no matter what the temperature is when I leave my home, it could be chilly at Fenway, almost no matter what. So there are always layers around.
I was thinking, hey, should I go back for the jacket? And I said, no, I'll be fine. Dumb. 2-0. Lindor takes up. 3-0 as the four-seamer missed from Dobbins, and he's behind against Lindor.
To your point, OPS of 428, opponents hit $159 the first time through, and then a 1014 OPS the second time, 974 the third time through.
Here's his 3-0, and Dobbins misses up and away and issues a 4-pitch walk to Francisco Lindor. So, with the Red Sox up 3-1 here in the third, now the Mets have runners at first and second, and here comes Juan Soto. Brings us to the New England Chevy dealers question of the day. Together, Let's drive. Today's question at Sox Booth on Twitter is this, as the Red Sox have a meeting at the mound. Do you think Juan Soto will be worth his Mets contract? 15 years, $765 million, the biggest contract in pro sports history. Soto sweepstakes gripped the baseball world in the offseason, and Soto ended up leaving the Yankees for Queens, and he was booed in the Bronx, as we said over the weekend. 26 years young, the four-time All-Star climbs into the left-hand box, taps the plate twice, circles the bat. Dobbins dealing with traffic. Runners at first and second. First pitch, a check swing, and Soto got a piece of it foul. Right at home plate, 0-1.
Just to give you an idea of the wind, my laptop is blowing around the counter. That's how strong the wind is. It's unbelievable.
I had a drink knocked off the counter moments ago. R.I.P. 0-1 on Juan Soto. Grounded to short his first time. 0-1. Misses outside, a ball and a strike on Soto.
Hard to think almost anything is worth $765 million. It's so early to tell. To me, it's a simple answer. World Series or not, and how many? That will determine that question.
1-1. Swinging a bouncing ball right side. Hamilton gloves it second, goes to short. Story's turn in time for two. Dobbins induces Juan Soto into a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Red Sox lead it 3-1 in the third at Fenway on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wow, great game, Russ. You know, I know you hate to talk shop at the ballpark, but I'm really concerned about my portfolio.
It's never been more important to have safe money in your portfolio. That's money that doesn't go backwards when the market goes down.
Get a complimentary second opinion on your financial plan from Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premier retirement planning firm. 4 local offices, 617-674-2000, 617-674-2000.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, BCM, a registered investment advisor. Safe money refers to fixed insurance products only.
Hi, this is Alex Bregman. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
And Alex Bregman leads it off for the Red Sox in the bottom of the third in the Herb Chambers batting order, with the Red Sox up 3-1 on the Mets. Huge double play for Dobbins against Soto. And now Kodai Senga works righty against righty to Bregman with the first pitch. Outside ball 1. Hunter Dobbins threw Juan Soto a slider and got Soto to bounce into a 4-6-3 double play. That was massive, with the Mets threatening. 1-0 to Bregman. He takes high, 2-0. Time now for our league leaders and who's circling the drain, presented by Drains by James. Alex Bregman is tied for 6th in baseball in OPS, on base plus slugging, 2-0. That's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Drains by James, Eastern Mass's leader in residential and commercial drain cleaning and pipelining at drainsbyjames.com. At Drains by James, they give a poop about your pipes. Bregman leading off in the third, the 2-1 from Senga. Bregman takes down 3-1. Alex had a run-scoring ground out to second his first time in the first inning. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Time is granted, and Brian O'Nora steps out from behind the catcher Alvarez and chats in the right ear of Alex Bregman. Kodai Senga has looked uncomfortable these first few innings. Pitch calm, stumbled off the mound once. The stud righty's 3-1. Bregman swings and launches to left. Nimmo goes back at the track, looks up, and it's off the wall. Nimmo bare hands as Bregman speeds to second, and he slides foot first with a double to lead it off in the bottom of the third for the Red Sox. That was a ball tagged by Alex Bregman, his 17th double of the season. With that double, that means it's another double for diabetes and $50 to the American Diabetes Association. Brought to you in part by the Mass Health Connector. If you need health insurance, go to mahealthconnector.org and find the right plan for you and your family. 3-1 Red Sox in the third, and Bregman at second with nobody out for Willier. First pitch, and he swings and grounds it hard to first. Alonso gloves, and then he speeds to the base himself, taps it for the first out on Abreu. Bregman moves up second to third on the first pitch ground out, and the Red Sox have a man 90 feet away with one out in this third inning. It's more good swings for the Red Sox off Kodai Senga, who would come in with the ERA at 1.02 in about 45 innings. Red Sox got two off Senga in the first, including a run driven in by this guy, Trevor Story. Had a two-strike single down the third base line. Infield is in for the Mets, with the Red Sox already up a pair in the third. Trevor then stole a base in that first inning as well. Open stance, right-hand box. Kodai Senga's first pitch. Story takes ball one. A backup breaking ball that missed. Senga was so good 2 years ago as a rookie. A 2.98 ERA and about 30 starts. Runner-up for NL Rookie of the Year. Injured last year, the 1-0. Story swings and pops one up foul behind home plate. Toward our booth, but away from the outstretched arms of Will Fleming. It's 1-1. Senga last year dealt with a shoulder injury for much of the season. And then he came back. He made a start in late July. And then he strained his calf on an infield pop-up. Missed the rest of the regular season, only to come back in the playoffs. Third inning, Red Sox up 3-1. Man at third, the 1-1. Story swings and misses on that sinker from Senga, 1-2. Senga pitched in the playoffs and scuffled some. So in total, between the regular season and the playoffs last year, it was only 10 innings that the Mets got from the guy they projected to be their ace. Now he's back healthy this season and leading a injured pitching staff for the Mets so far this season. Bregman's at third, infield in, one out. A ball and two strikes on Trevor Story. Kodai Senga kicks and fires. Story swings and misses and strikes out. That's that devastating ghost forkball from Kodai Senga, who's got only his first strikeout tonight, and there's two away. Hey, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, providing first aid at Fenway and supporting Red Sox scholars. Learn more at bidmc.org. Here's Nick Sogard with two away. The infield backs up with Bregman still at third. Sogard from the left-hand box. First pitch is a strike. Nick lined out to short up the middle his first time, with Francisco Lindor well positioned to end that inning. Red Sox up 3-1. Here's Senga's 0-1. Sogard takes high. And we've mentioned the ghost forkball from Kodai Senga. Pitch that really swept baseball when Senga was a rookie 2 years ago. He's got little ghosts emblazoned on the webbing of his black glove, outlined in the Mets royal blue. Senga's 1-1. Sogard swings and chops it to first. At Alonso, who backs up, handles on the backhand, throws to Senga covering, and the inning's over. The Red Sox leave Bregman at third after the leadoff double and through three at Fenway. It's the Red Sox 3 and the Mets 1 on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history-telling podcast chronicling the epic story of America, decade by decade. Right now, I'm digging into the history of incredible infrastructure projects of the 1930s, including the Hoover Dam, the Empire State Building, the Golden Gate Bridge, and more. The promise is in the title, History That Doesn't Suck. Available on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car right in your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox 3, Mets 1, top of the fourth at Fenway. Hunter Dobbins against Pete Alonso, and the first pitch, Alonso takes strike one. 3, 4, and 5 for the Mets in the Herb Chambers batting order, sponsored by Herb Chambers BMW of Boston, Sudbury, and Medford. 0-1. Alonso takes down and away. Chance of Pete Alonso ring out at Fenway Park with a lot of royal blue in the crowd. Dobbins 1-1. Alonso swings, broken bat roller to first. Sogard down to a knee, gloves, takes it to the bag slowly himself for out number 1 for Dobbins in the fourth. Fourth inning is brought to you by Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That is cars with a K. So one out, base is empty, and it brings up Brandon Nimmo. Left-hand hitting cleanup man, who grounded out to short his first time. First pitch is at the top of the zone, called a strike with a fastball at 96. If you're just joining us, Alex Cora away from the team today, and with good reason. His daughter Camila graduated from Boston College today, so Ramon Vasquez is acting as the Red Sox manager. Alex talked yesterday about how proud he is of Camila, who's going to go off to grad school at Miami. Alex said she's looking forward to 85-degree weather year-round. 0-1. Nimmo takes outside.
Yeah, and as if he needs another excuse to spend time on that campus.
His school, where the coach's room for the Miami baseball program is named after Alex Cora.
Is that right?
The 1-1. That's a strike outside part of the plate.
Do we think that involved a donation?
I think so. And Alex Cora used to love to remind his friends on that staff that it's named after him. One out, base is empty, fourth inning. Hunter Dobbins 1-2 is down. 2-2 on Nimmo.
In seriousness, knowing him, I bet you he went down, for some games, whatever, saw the facility and said, for my alma mater, we need to do better than this. I'll make it happen.
Such a proud Kane and Kane supporter. 2-2. Nimmo swings and misses and strikes out on a slider near the dirt. Nimmo swings through it, and there's 2 down here in the fourth.
It's the first thing he always wants to talk to you about, whether Miami basketball or football.
We got on the bus in Kansas City after a series win for the Red Sox. Things are great. What a series it was. Get on the bus, he says. Kane's got swept today, kid. I was like, what? What are we talking about? First pitch to Mark Vientos, a cut and a miss, 0-1 on the right-hand hitting DH.
He's paying attention
to everything at all times. Red Sox up 3-1 here in the fourth inning. And Vientos grounded to second his first time against the rookie Hunter Dobbins. It's been really impressive through these first 6 starts now. Good stuff, good mind for pitching, and a versatile arsenal. 0-1. Vientos swings and skies one, left side of the diamond towards short. Trevor Story moves left, he calls for it, and the shortstop makes a two-hand catch hat high, and the inning's over. Hunter Dobbins sets down the heart of the Mets lineup 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. Red Sox 3, Mets 1 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Massachusetts Fallen Heroes and Innovets honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice since 9/11. Join us for Patriot Week, kicking off May 17th on Armed Forces Day through Memorial Day. Events include Flags for the Fallen, the Strack Pitch Competition, the Gala and Encore Boston Harbor, and the Memorial Rededication in Boston Seaport. Honor, support, and empower Gold Star families. Learn more at massfallenheroes.org. Brought to you by Walmart. Proudly supporting veterans in our community.
When you choose Interlock Metal Roofing, you're not just getting a roof. You're making a lifetime investment in quality. Their premium metal roofing systems are made with American aluminum, built to stand the test of time. No rust, no rot, no re-roofing, just unbeatable protection from a name you can trust. Interlock Metal Roofing, a trusted metal roofing leader for over 2 decades. Never re-roof again. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. That's NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox up 3-1 on the Mets. We start the bottom of the fourth with David Hamilton swinging through the first pitch from Kodai Senga, 0-1, with 7, 8, and 9 for the Sox in the Herb Chambers batting order. David Hamilton grounded out to second his first time to begin the second inning. And he immediately asks for time after swinging through that first pitch. The Red Sox have forced Kodai Senga to throw 50 pitches through 3. Will told you earlier, Senga has not been efficient for as good as he's been this year. Senga lifts, steals an 0-1. Hamilton swings through that. A four-seamer at 94, outer third, 0-2. Lead starts for Senga. He had allowed 2 earned in 2 of them. 1 earned in 1 of them, and no earned runs in the other 5. 0-2. Hamilton checks his swing on a pitch down, and they say he went around. Eric Backus, the third base umpire, rings up David Hamilton. There's 1 away to begin the bottom of the fourth. That fourth inning bell brought to you by Boston's premier retirement planning specialists and the team at Hackman Wealth Partners with 4 offices around Boston. So that's the second strikeout for Kodai Senga in a span of 3 batters. He's got 1 away with the bases empty for Carlos Narvaez, who worked a walk and then scored his first time back in the second. Open stance, 2-tone bat, right-hand box, first pitch. Narvaez swings and fouls it back. Carlos, among all catchers in baseball, is tied for 5th in WAR, wins above replacement. The defensive metrics love him. He's been the best defensive catcher in the sport by most metrics. Senga's 0-1. Narvaez takes high. So because of that, Narvaez has been a top 5 defensive player. He's getting the start over Connor Wong yet again. Base is empty, 1 out. Red Sox up 3-1 in the fourth. The 1-1. Narvaez swings and misses on a good fastball at 97, 1-2. Carlos, 26, from Venezuela. Last summer made his major league debut with the Yankees with only about a dozen ABs. So this is brand new at this level for him. 1-2. He lays off a pitch down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the 110th pitch of the game, brought to you by 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. 110 Grill is proud to be an official partner of the WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Kodai Senga with a deep breath. He lifts and deals a 2-2. Narvaez swings and lines one into right field. A base hit for Narvaez. Backside single, and he continues to do it. Second time he's been aboard, and a 1-out base runner for the Red Sox up by 2 in the fourth. Ceddanne Rafael is coming up, and it's time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Little love goes a long way in the 25 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Will told you the Yankees are off today. Orioles are just getting underway in Milwaukee against the Brewers with no score in the first inning. Here's Ceddanne, who popped the third his first time, and the first pitch is in for strike 1. Cubs lead 3-2 on the Marlins in the 5th inning. Reds and Pirates tied at 1 through 4. Rays trail the Astros 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd in Florida. 1 on, 1 out, 0-1. Rafaela lays off a pitch down. Guardians up 1-0 on the Twins in the first. Mariners and White Sox scoreless just underway on the south side of Chicago.
Narvaez has been on base 11 times in his last 5 games.
And he is grabbing a hold of the #1 job as far as Red Sox catchers go. The 1-1. Bouncing ball foul right at home plate, 1-2. You asked Alex Cora the other day if he's one of the best catchers in the sport. It sounded like Alex Cora might want to go there, but he pumped the brakes. He said one of the best rookie catchers. But it's been hard to deny just how good Narvaez has been.
Yeah, he said the best rookie catcher. And I think the point is, especially with what we've seen from this young team, that there are going to be peaks and valleys. So I think it's fair to expect those a little bit.
Alex cautious of that. He pointed out that Christian Campbell's going through that right now for the Red Sox. The lead is 3-1 in the fourth. 1-2. Rafaela swings and misses on a pitch down and strikes out. Second K of the inning for Kodai Senga, and there's 2 down.
But I think there is staying power with a lot of this stuff. I talked to him very early in spring training, long before we thought he'd even make the team. He talked about how he made a massive mechanical change in the Winter League in Venezuela and how the swing was more on plane than ever and that he was ready for a big year. The defensive stuff is not going to slump, and now here we go with the cycle watch for Duran.
A double and a triple in the first 2 innings. First pitch, Duran swings and he pops it foul behind home plate. Yeah, what a start for Jaron. First player in baseball this year to have a double and a triple in the first 2 innings. Hadn't been done since Isaiah Kiner-Falefa did it last year. He was the only guy who did that in all of baseball. And Jaron's off to a fast start in this one against Kodai Senga. Bolt to the pull side. That's where everything's been recently for Jarren Duran. Red Sox up 3-1, bottom of the fourth. Man at first, 2 outs the pitch. Duran tries to check his swing on a pitch down and did not offer on appeal to Eric Backus down the third base line, 1-1. And so Jaron's rolling right now. Last 5 games coming in, he was 8 for 22, 3 extra base hits, 6 driven in. He had 2 hit games both Friday and Saturday here against the Braves. Senga straightens up, waist high set. The right-hander's 1-1. Duran takes a pitch down, 2-1. Jaron roaming around that left-handed box. Alex Cora's talked recently about Jaron just being an athlete in the box, not being as rigid. Told you he is back to the big leg kick. Pinwheels the bat, high above the left shoulder. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Senga. Duran swings and misses. Good cutter there beneath the zone, 2-2. Red Sox got 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And then in the third, last inning, Alex Bregman doubled the lead off the frame, but he was stranded at third. Carlos Narvaez is at first after a 1-out single. But now 2 outs and 2-2 on Duran. Jaron shakes out his left hand after rubbing some dirt between his batting gloves. Kodai Senga sets, and the Japanese righty's 2-2 is outside. Full count on Duran.
He's doing a little more of the Casas action lately, too, where he steps out kind of and really only settles in and looks at the pitcher with about 15 left, which I think also frees him up.
Pitch clock right now at 7 and ticking down. Jaron leans back in the box. 3-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to first. Pete Alonso squats down to collect. Flips high to Senga. And it goes toward the on-deck circle. Narvaez stops at third. Duran motors to second. And for the second day in a row, Pete Alonso airmails one. And the Red Sox, because of it, have 2 in scoring position.
Well, speed kills. I mean, Senga was not that quick to get over there. He was not aware enough of Duran's speed coming down that line. And they were coming to the bag at about the same time, and Alonso rushed it and airmailed over the pitcher's head.
That'll prompt a mound visit here to Kodai Senga. And Pete Alonso knew it right when he flipped it to Senga that he had sailed one high. Sort of jumped up in the air and then chased after the baseball himself.
That's got to just be a straight error. You watch the replay. If the throw is there, they got him by a step. And it is. And I give Senga more credit than I originally did. He was over there quickly. That's all on Alonso.
Who last night in the Bronx against the Yankees in the 8th inning had a ball hit to him at first. He threw to the plate, and it was not close. Soared one to his catcher. And so, second day in a row, Alonso with a costly error, and the Red Sox are trying to cash in.
Well, you would imagine that this visit to the mound is a couple different purposes. One, give him a little breather after running over to first, but also, here comes Devers, the left-handed hitter, who's been so hot, got first base open. But the problem now, and the luxury for the Red Sox, is they've got Bregman after him.
And Bregman has already doubled off Kodai Senga. So second and third for Raffy, who has walked and grounded to second. Senga comes set. Raffy looms in the left-hand box. First pitch, and Devers takes down ball one. Red Sox up 3-1 as they do pitch to Raffy. Maybe they'll be cautious in how they do so. Bregman on deck. Narvaez and Duran at second and third. 1-0. Devers takes outside. 2-0 from Senga. Kodai Senga could have been out of this inning. And instead, two in scoring position for the Red Sox looking to add on. Senga's already at 70 pitches. Senga's 2-0. Devers takes a strike just off the edge. It looked to be, but called a strike, and Raffy tilts his head back as he looks at home plate umpire Brian O'Nora.
Yeah, he's got a case. That was off by a good amount, too.
Now Raffy asks for time, and he looks back at Brian O'Nora for further conversation.
I've never seen an umpire follow a hitter more than O'Nora does when he steps out of the box. It's so strange.
Do we have magnets down there? What is going on? Second and third for Raffy with 2 outs. 2-1. Devers takes a strike with a fastball in 97, and it's 2-2. Raffy yesterday 2 for 4. Had the grand slam in the third inning. Had an opposite field double in the 8th. Now today with a chance in the 4th. Second and third, 2 outs. 2-2. Devers takes down in a great block by Alvarez behind the plate on a pitch that did not reach home plate, and now it's full. Boy, Senga really forces the catcher to work with him on that ghost forkball. Alvarez smothered it. Alex Bregman on deck. The Red Sox looking to cash in and build on their 2-run lead. Senga's ready with a waist-high set. Devers open stance, left-hand box. Senga's kick. And the 3-2 pitch. Devers swings and skies one down the left field line, tailing toward the pole and out of play, foul into the second deck.
If I've said it once, I've said it 7 million times. Those are always encouraging swings from him. Fouls the other way. And to give you an idea of his strength and the backspin, I mean, on this night into that win, to get it in the last section before the pole, that was amazing.
And it was 96. You mentioned he hit the slam on 98 last night. So still 3-2 on Raffy. 2 out, 2 on, 4th inning. Senga's payoff. Devers takes ball 4. A fastball that looked pretty good at 97. Senga had started off toward the Mets' third base dugout. Devers paused, kind of expecting to get rung up, and instead ball 4. And the Red Sox have him loaded for Alex Bregman. That was a fastball from Kodai Senga near the bottom of the zone, and a good take from Raffy. So here is Bregman, who doubled to the monster last time. Senga kicks and fires, and Bregman takes ball 1 inside. This is a major opportunity for Alex Bregman, who's come up with clutch hits in these first few months, time and time again for the Red Sox. Narvaez, Duran, and Devers loaded up third to first. Senga's 1-0. Bregman swings, hits it on the ground to third. Beatty gobbles it up, fires across the diamond in time to retire Bregman. And the Red Sox leave the bases loaded in the 4th. We go to the 5th at Fenway. Red Sox 3, Mets 1 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI. Red Sox.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stanfill, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire ads and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Need better internet? Cox Internet has the fast, reliable speeds you're looking for. Perfect for seamless streaming, gaming, and working from home. And now get Cox 300 meg internet for only $50 a month with a 2-year plan price lock guarantee and equipment included. So get your household up to speed. Switch to Cox Internet today. Taxes and fees excluded from price guarantee.
There are giants among us, and their impact is huge. They are the men and women building and sustaining our Navy's next-generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. If you're ready to go big, get on board. We build giants at buildsubmarines.com. Paid for by the U.S. Department of the Navy in partnership with Blue Forge Alliance.
Having health insurance is a must-have, and the Massachusetts Health Connector has a power-packed lineup in Connect-to-Care plans that delivers. At the top of the order, lower premiums make bumpy costs affordable. The middle of the lineup is packed with low copays and no deductibles, so you can save money on everything. From an urgent ER trip to managing chronic disease like diabetes and hypertension through no-cost prescriptions. Round out the order access to Connect-to-Care plans now at mahealthconnector.org, and you have a winning team with you and the Massachusetts Health Connector.
Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
We go to the fifth inning at Fenway Park. Red Sox leading the Mets 3-1, unable to cash in on the misplay by Pete Alonso. In the fourth, it'll be Brett Beatty, Francisco Alvarez, and Jeff McNeil in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Jaguar Boston, Jaguar Sudbury, and Jaguar Land Rover Sudbury. Here is Beatty, drives one foul down the left field side. Out of play, and it's 0-1. Former first-round pick Beatty, the first to play third base since one of the all-time favorites in Mets history, David Wright, was chosen top of the draft at the hot corner. He's a big dude for a third baseman. Batting left, and he chops one on the right side of the infield. Hamilton races in, gloves, throws to first in time. Very nice job here by Dobbins. This game in a lot of ways changed when Juan Soto came to the plate in the third. What a huge pitch that was to get the double play. The Red Sox going to be aggressive with the bullpen tonight. They got Wilson already warming. So here now Francisco Alvarez. Not a lot of base runners since that double play ball. One out, bases empty. The pitch. Line hopper into right field, and that's a base hit. Alvarez is aboard with one down. We take 10 seconds for station ID. The Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming, Mike Monaco, Fenway Park. A lot of Mets fans here, but so far they've been disappointed. 3-1 Red Sox. Glorious opportunity with the bases loaded. In the bottom of the fourth, they did not cash in. And here now, Jeff McNeil. Here he pops it up, foul side of third. Bregman gives a look. It's into the seats. And it's 0-1. Code word of the game, Connor Wong, 12. Connor Wong, 1-2. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points. Hamilton way back at second. Story drifting almost behind the second base bag with Bregman way in on the grass at third. For the left-handed hitting, McNeil, who takes the pitch way outside a splitter. That's only 58 pitches thrown by Dobbins. But Alex Cora and Ramon Vasquez, by extension tonight, they know the numbers. I don't think they're going to let him face this order a third time. 1-1. At the belt, he throws. And a check swing. He did not go around on a slider. 2-1.
Especially with switch hitter, Will, Lindor at the top, then Soto, then Nimmo in the cleanup spot. You got Wilson ready to go, and he's been really good this year.
Yeah, I think Taylor is going to be his last hitter almost no matter what. He's on deck. Pitch is ripped down the right field line. Fair ball off the chalk. It bounces to Abreu in right. Willier's throw goes to second, and McNeil hits a bullet down the line. He holds at first, and the Mets have the tying runs at first and third. Ramon Vasquez was on the phone to look at that thing in the video room, but it landed right on the line. Too much of this chant tonight. So now, here comes Andrew Bailey. And this is one of those dual-purpose visits. Settle him down a little bit. Maybe a reminder of the approach to Tyrone Taylor, and also just to get Wilson a couple more throws out there in the bullpen.
Yeah, make sure that Wilson is ready for Lindor on deck right now. And in some ways, this is similar for Hunter Dobbins to Wednesday in Detroit, his last time out, when he gave up the 9 hits and the 5 runs. It was only 2 runs through 5 innings, but then in the 6th, they went single, 2-run homer, single to begin that 3rd time through the order against the heart of the lineup for the Tigers in that one before Dobbins was lifted.
Well, this has been a persistent issue for the Red Sox. The starters not named Garrett Crochet have really had a hard time getting through the 5th inning. Now, with 1 out and runners at 1st and 3rd, unlikely, barring a double play ball, that Dobbins will either. Here's Tyrone Taylor, who singled his first time, drove in a run. 3-1 Red Sox in the 5th. The pitch is just outside. Slider, and it's 1-0. Just peeking ahead, Wilson has seen Lindor 9 times. 2 hits, 4 walks, but 6 strikeouts. Lindor is on deck. 1-0. That's in there. Slider, center cut. He would probably be well advised to not do that again. I mean, that was a hanger right in the middle of the plate. 1-1. Dobbins is ready. He throws. That's way outside. A slider. Easy take there for Taylor. 2-1. He's gotten away from the fastball here this 2nd time through. Dobbins. Here's a ground ball foul outside of 3rd. Alvarez leading in foul territory, leapt over the top of it. And it is 2-2. What an enormous pitch coming up right here.
Yeah, 9 straight non-fastballs. I mean, sliders and sweepers for the most part. A rare splinker in there, too, from Dobbins, that sort of split finger pitch.
And guess what? He got the first 2 hitter with 2 fastballs. 2-2. Here it is. And a slider misses outside. This is where, new age thinking sort of collides with what's my best stuff. You'd like to see him challenge right here. And if Taylor gets the best of it, so be it. You got the big hitters waiting. 3-2. 1st and 3rd they lead. McNeil's not going to go anywhere. Here's the pitch, and it's a slider. Strike 3 called. He got him. What a pitch there from Dobbins. He went to the breaking ball. He dotted it. And that is an enormous 2nd out and the last pitch he'll throw.
And it might have been his best breaking ball of the game. Could have been argued that was down. Dobbins will take it. That is a massive strikeout.
I think it was low. That's a big break. And Dobbins will lead with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Wilson is coming on to face Francisco Lindor. Pitching change and slow down in the action brought to you by Iservay. Wilson to the mound after this in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. The legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Ranger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Well, what a spot for Justin Wilson, who's pitching really well of late for the Red Sox. He gets lefties, he gets righties. 2.51 overall ERA, and he's been on a real heater. What a spot this is, facing Francisco Lindor. Wilson in 14 1/3 innings. Batter's hitting .255 against him. righties 355 against him. That's unusual for him, and that's certainly the way that Lindor will swing it here. I saw him Wednesday in Detroit, so here he is. Runners at first and third for Lindor,
who for his career is about the same from both sides of the plate. There's not an extreme difference one way or the other.
Told you Wilson has struck him out 6 times but walked him 4 times. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch, and it's low. Slider, and it's 1-0. He's rested, is Wilson, for the first time in 5 days. Dobbins anxiously looks on from the dugout. 1-0. Pitch is in there. That's a great fastball. Looked like Lindor was just going to see a strike first. Saw it all the way through, and it's 1-1. Alvarez at third, McNeil at first. 3-1 Red Sox in the top of the 5th. Wilson is ready. He throws. Lindor takes a ball. Slider not close. 2-1.
2 sliders, both not close, like you said, well below the zone. And the fastball, the only pitch Wilson has shown for a strike just yet.
Outfield very deep and the other way for Lindor. 2-1. Pitch is swung on and missed. Big fastball, 94 miles an hour, and it's 2-2.
Felt like he had to go back to it there. Clearly not the feel there yet for the slider, and now able to get it back 2-2 on Lindor.
Wilson stands tall, says yes to Narvaez. The 2-2 grounded foul. Slider down under the hands, and it stays 2-2. Justin has not allowed an earned run since April 22nd here against the Seattle Mariners. He's on a great run, 8 straight scoreless. Need a big pitch here, 2-2. Soto is on deck. Neal had a bigger lead, so Wilson taking note of that, stepped off. Sox had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th, did not score. Now the Mets, first and third with 2 down. 2-2. Wilson is ready. The pitch is down and in. He just doesn't have the slider right now in the dirt. So now you sort of paint yourself into a corner. You figure that Lindor's going to be looking for that fastball in the middle of the zone.
Yeah, you would think so. The only thing left is the cutter. We haven't seen that yet from Wilson, but I'm with you. With Soto on deck, you're thinking fastball, got to trust it here.
3-2. McNeil is off with a pitch, and it is grounded foul outside of third. Actually, McNeil a little worried about Wilson trying to steal the third out over there. Did not break until basically Wilson threw the pitch. Still only the 5th inning, but a crossroads in this game. 3-2. Once again, pitch is lined foul on the first base side. He threw him another slider. Just doesn't want to really give him heaters in this spot.
That is 4 straight sliders here from Wilson to Lindor.
Three and 2 once again. Pitch is grounded foul outside of first. What do you know? Another slider this year against fastballs. Lindor slugging .515. Breaking stuff, though, .529. So I guess they must think from this right side, that's the better approach. What an at-bat this is. He's going to see at least 10 pitches. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. He went back to the slider. It was a beauty. Well, both Dobbins and Wilson come up with big breaking pitches to get out of a jam. 3-1 to the bottom of the 5th we go. Sox lead the Mets in the Shaws and Star Market. WEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you ready to make a bigger business impact? Make your mark with the abundant brain power, unlimited water supply, and affordability of the greater Rochester, New York region. We have a highly skilled workforce and fully integrated supply chain to support future business success. Augmented reality smart glasses, satellite systems, laser technologies, hydrogen-powered fuel cells. Innovations created here, but felt everywhere. Visit rochesterbiz.com and make your mark in the greater Rochester, New York region.
Baseball season is here, and that means one thing. It's time to fire up the grill and knock dinner out of the park with Hatfield Pork. Hatfield's marinated tenderloins and pork loin fillets have the home run flavor your whole family will love.
Whoa, that's a grand slam of goodness right there.
Don't strike out with anything less. Load up your plate, put pork on your fork, and bring home the taste of summer with Hatfield Pork. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and to find a retailer near you.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Wilyer Abreu to lead it off for the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Wilyer has seen 2 pitches in the game and twice grounded out to first. Cutters each time. See what he does here. Bet you'll get a cutter. Abreu's story in Sogard. Senga comes home, and Abreu takes a strike, sweeper this time, for a ball on its own, a strike in its own one.
Go figure. And Abreu had smoked both of those ground balls to right at Pete Alonso both times.
0-1. Pitch is foul. Nice balanced swing and a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And it is 0-2. Stories on deck. Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com, my friends at AZEC.
By the way, speaking of Pete Alonso, he was not happy after his error in the fourth. Came into the dugout, came down the steps, and hummed his glove at the back of the dugout wall.
Careful. 1-2. Pitch. Abreu tries to check his swing and actually fouls it off the end of the bat. Fork ball. It's like it's 1975 again. I love it. We usually call them splitters now.
And Ghost Fork. Like, it's objectively cool. I know they're the opponent. It is a very cool name for a pitch.
Unlike last time in Detroit, the Red Sox are going to leave Wilson in for the next at least couple of batters. Nobody up in the bullpen. Tornado whipping through the booth here. Napkins out on the field. It's got a candlestick feel tonight as Fenway Park. 0-2 to Abreu. Pitch on the ground again to the right side. McNeil to his left. He's got it. He throws to first, and Abreu is 0 for 3.
Speaking of stuff on the field, how about Game 7, Maple Leafs, Panthers? Toronto fans so upset they're throwing jerseys onto the ice as they lost in a blowout.
Yeah, that was ugly on a lot of levels. What a tortured fan base that is.
Oh.
They were an absolute juggernaut in the 60s. They've not won since, 68? One out here is Trevor Story. The pitch to him is low and in, ball one. And it can happen with these tortured fan bases where there's an air of expectation that something will go wrong. And especially at home in a Game 7, real nervousness in the air. They were not happy.
And Brad Marchand is just a Toronto Maple Leafs killer.
Crazy. It had to be that way, didn't it? 1-0. Pitch is a strike. Fastball to Story, and it's 1-1. If you want to win free groceries for a year and prizes like $500 in Shaw's gift cards, enter the Shaw's and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweepstakes. Spend $50, get your code, and enter. 1-1 to Story. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider. And it is 1-2. It's fun to watch these infielders now with PitchCom. They know what's coming, and like there, it was a slider. So as the pitch came home, both Beatty at third and Lindor, the shortstop, are totally racing over toward the third base line, thinking that if Story puts it on the ground, he's really likely to pull it. It's important for those guys to wait to do that, because if they break early, the hitter can see it. Know what's coming. 1-2. They stay put, and the pitch is outside of the fastball, and it's 2-2.
It really is so fascinating. Like, Cedon made that catch last homestand in the triangle for Liam Hendricks, and Cedon talked after the game about how his pre-pitch routine, presumably through PitchCom, kind of put him in a good spot for that.
Carlos Mendoza's screaming out at Brian O'Nora. I think he's still unhappy about the pitch that struck Taylor out. Last one thrown by Dobbins. It's been a wide zone tonight. I think mostly consistent, though. 2-2. Honora wanted none of that. The pitch is ripped high into left field. Not on this night. Coming in is Nimmo. So to Taylor from center. And Tyrone Taylor's there to make the play. And they're 2 down. Carlos Mendoza better be careful. And Brian O'Nora will not put up with much of that, although he is still putting on a stand-up comedy routine behind home plate. I mean, he's got the mask off, grinning ear to ear, talking to Francisco Alvarez. Here now Sogard, who's lined to short and grounded to first. 2 down in the 5th. The pitch is a little high. Sweeper, ball 1.
Brian O'Nora living by the Lenny DiNardo creed that every day in the big leagues is a good day, apparently.
He's a wonderful guy, supporter of the Jimmy Fund is Brian. The 1-0 pitch is a cutter. Swung on and fouled by Sogard, and it's 1-1. Sogard's numbers don't reflect how good his at-bats have been. It's looked totally comfortable since coming up. 1-1 is a strike. We're waiting on Romy Gonzalez to heal up a little better. He is eligible in a couple days, but there has been some, not really a full setback, but there's major soreness in that thigh where he collided over at first base. 1-2 is fouled off. Fork ball, 1-2.
It sounds like the issue for Romy is when he's running, like when he slows down, that's where some of the discomfort really creeps back in for Romy. So maybe end of the week, hopefully, they think.
It's just a matter of time healing. First happened, his thigh was 2 times the size of the other one, and he's already got pipes, so you can imagine.
So then he's really yoked.
His pants at all times look painted on. Something I cannot relate to. 1-2 to Sogard. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses. He's gone. Splitter. And the inning is over. After 5, though, Red Sox lead the Mets 3-1 in the Shaw's and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stamfel, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire adds and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grilling season is in full swing with boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Hey, it's Lou. Today through Thursday, pick up value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound. When you use the digital coupon, you're limited to 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals. You earn points on every purchase. If you're short on time, order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry and get grilling boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
Wherever you're headed, there's a Chevy built to get you there. Choose from a family of smart and stylish SUVs, including the all-new Equinox or hard-working trucks like Silverado. It's ready, steady, and strong. See your New England Chevy dealers.
Having health insurance is a must-have, and the Massachusetts Health Connector has a power-packed lineup in Connect-to-Care plans that delivers. At the top of the order, lower premiums make bumpy costs affordable. The middle of the lineup is packed with low copays and no deductibles, so you can save money on everything, from an urgent ER trip to managing chronic disease like diabetes and hypertension through no-cost prescriptions. Round out the order access to Connect-to-Care plans now at mahealthconnector.org, and you have a winning team with you and the Massachusetts Health Connector.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
We go to the 6th inning bullpen report brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Wilson's going to stay in for another full inning. You'll see Soto, then Alonso, and Nimmo. With the Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, Land Rover Boston, and Land Rover Sudbury. Wilson and Soto, and here's Mike.
Will, thank you very much. Wilson stays in, unlike last Tuesday in Detroit. First pitch to Soto is down and away, ball 1. Juan Soto's been in the news over the last 24 hours, not just for the series with his new team against his old team, but questions about how Juan Soto flies. Wilson's 1-0 pitch. Soto takes a strike, 1-1. Never good when Jeff Passan has to come out with a report, and Jeff Passan reported today that Juan Soto does not fly separately from his Mets teammates on a private jet. He flies with them on the team plane. The 1-1. Soto takes a strike, inner third, 1-2. So there you have it. Juan Soto is part of the traveling party for the New York Mets. There's no private jet provision in his contract for him or his family. Though it does sound nice if that were to be the case. Red Sox up 3-1, 6th inning, 2, 3, and 4. And Justin Wilson's 1-2. Soto takes down and away 2-2. It was a hefty contract. 15 years, $765 million for Juan Soto. Grab number 22 with his new team. 2-2. Soto takes inside, does the Soto shuffle and a full count.
He made the Soto shuffle a little bit more family appropriate after his first couple years. Used to be the shuffle and then, so we say, just sort of like a readjustment while staring out at the pitcher.
It's a good way to put it. And we'll leave it at that. 3-2 to Soto. He swings and skies one. Left field. Durant goes back, looks up, and it's off the wall. Soto barely gets to first base as the Red Sox fire it into second. And Juan Soto, greeted by some boos here, somehow only has a wall ball single to lead off the 6th inning.
Well, look, number one, I do think he thought he got it, that it was out. But first of all, Pete Alonso proves that on this night that's really hard. And again, this is on the heels of him catching all kinds of heat for not running last night. At Fenway Park, Mets fans are booing Soto. Wow.
What a world. I mean, there is no doubt that should be a double for Juan Soto. Red Sox will take it. He's only at first for Pete Alonso. First pitch, Soto runs, the pitch a ball, and no throw from Carlos Narvaez, who couldn't get it out of his mitt on the transfer on a breaking ball from Justin Wilson. So Soto, who's been running way more than ever in his career, swipes the bag and gets to second anyway.
I think he knows that he messed that one up, so a little adjustment.
He's at second for Pete Alonso. Red Sox up 3-1, 6th inning, nobody out. Alonso singled and grounded out to first. The 1-0 takes down and away 2-0 from Justin Wilson. Pete Alonso's been awesome so far this year. This would be the highest OPS of his career, even better than his 53 home run Rookie of the Year season in 19. Wilson's 2-0. Alonso takes a strike. Slider at the bottom of the zone, 2-1. Will told you Justin Wilson's been really good over the last month. Had a 10-pitch battle to end the 5th inning with Lindor. And now going through the heart of the lineup, 2-1. Alonso takes down 3-1. You got Brandon Nimmo, a left-hand hitter, on deck. So that would presumably belong to Wilson as well. Greg Weissert is up in the bullpen. Mark Vientos, a righty, is after Nimmo. 3-1. Alonso takes down ball 4. Pitch in the dirt. Narvaez blocked it. It's a single and a walk, and the first two are on for the Mets with the Red Sox up 3-1 in the 6th inning.
So you got Nimmo now. Wilson will face him. Bailey's going to come chat it over with him, I think, anyway. Maybe not. He just had his foot up on the stairs. And I do think this will be his last hitter. You got the righty Vientos on deck with Weissert warming.
I told you Justin Wilson's been so good against left-handed hitters this year. They're only 2 for 20 against him. And here's one of them in Nimmo. A ground out and a strikeout. First pitch, and Nimmo takes strike 1. Cutter at the bottom of the zone. Nimmo's had a good season so far. 8 home runs, 27 driven in. A third of that from a 9 RBI game a few weeks ago. First and second, nobody out, 0-1. Nimmo takes a strike. Bottom of the zone with a slider, 0-2. So Wilson trying to navigate these murky waters here in the 6th inning on a chilly night with the wind whipping at Fenway. Darkness has descended on the ballpark. Wilson's 0-2. Nimmo swings, grounds it to third. Bregman gloves on to second. Story's turn. It's 2. 5-6-3, the double play, and the second massive one from Red Sox pitching tonight. And it puts 2 out here in the 6th.
Well, that was really good, especially by Story. Bregman knew he had to hurry, so he just got the throw there. It was sort of to the left field side. Great catch and transfer and throw from Story, and that will do it. Ramon Vasquez talked and thought long and hard with Andrew Bailey, and he, as the acting manager says, I'm getting Weissert right here.
For Mark Vientos with Juan Soto over at third. Red Sox up 3-1. Wilson departs in the 6th inning in Fenway on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Back at Fenway in the 6th inning with 2 outs and the Red Sox protecting a 3-1 lead on the Mets. And Greg Weissert comes on for Justin Wilson with a man at third to get Mark Vientos. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of WEEI and the Boston Red Sox. So, Wilson departs after he came on in the 5th, gets the double play ball. He had that strikeout of Lindor. And the Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. For every strikeout from a Red Sox pitcher this season, the Arbella Insurance Foundation donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. All right, so here comes Greg Weissert, who's got a 3.26 ERA in 20 appearances so far this season. Faces Mark Vientos, who's grounded to second and popped to short. Juan Soto's at third. First pitch is swung on and fouled back with a breaking ball that hung to Vientos. Mark Vientos had a breakout season last year with 27 home runs, but he's scuffling to begin this year by those standards. Soto leads off third. Greg Weissert, crossfire on the mound, the 0-1. Comes inside, a ball and a strike. Can the Red Sox bullpen stabilize here? Hunter Dobbins went 4 2/3. Wilson got the Red Sox out of the 5th and then got the double play ball from Nimmo. Now Weissert's 1-1. Is a strike with a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Huge series, huge homestand for the Red Sox, and they're up 3-1 on one of the 3 best teams in the sport, the Mets. Weissert trying to strand Soto. 1-2 to Vientos. In the air toward right. Abreu creeps in, angles toward the line, battles the wind, still on the move. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. On a windy night, Abreu hauls it in, and Weissert leaves Soto at third. Middle of the 6th at Fenway, Red Sox 3, Mets 1 on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with his Cox.
We turned it around.
Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Herb Chambers is throwing heat this season with an exceptional lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Offering 35 brands and thousands of vehicles, Herb Chambers offers you the most choices when looking for your next vehicle. Game on.
Hey guys, Ted Johnson introducing Awaken 180 Golden, a transformative 1 to 3 month weight loss program built for those over 60. Drop weight, ease joint pain, and tackle father time. Turn back the clock at awaken180weightloss.com.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
The Christian Arcand Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Good work from the Red Sox bullpen, so still 3-1 to the bottom of the 6th, and David Hamilton squares and pulls back and takes ball 1 from Kodai Senga. 7, 8, and 9 in the Herb Chambers batting order for the Red Sox after Justin Wilson and Greg Weissert combined on some good relief work to pick up Hunter Dobbins and keep this a 2-run lead. Kodai Senga was at 91 pitches coming into this inning. The lefty Jose Castillo's up in the pen. The pitch is down, ball 2 to David Hamilton.
Well, how about Ramon Vasquez? I mean, he pulls Dobbins. That was aggressive. He got Wilson to strike out Lindor and then sees enough from Justin, goes to Weissert, and they get out of the next inning, too.
Ramon Vasquez said pregame nothing changes except going out to the mound. Hamilton bounces the 2-0 to first to Pete Alonso, who collects, throws accurately to the covering Senga. Mets fans give him a Bronx cheer, and there's one away with Hamilton retired to begin the bottom of the 6th.
Well, he can say that, but things do change. I mean, yes, the pregame stuff is the same, but he's still the guy holding the lineup card and faced with the big decision, and he's done it very well on 2 different occasions.
Totally navigated that expertly in these middle innings. Red Sox ahead 3-1, and here comes Carlos Narvaez, who has walked and singled and is absolutely rolling offensively. This will be the 95th pitch from Kodai Senga on a windy night. First pitch, Narvaez takes high, ball 1.
Doug Lane tells us with one of his patented printouts that Amarillo, Texas is the windiest city. Now, one thing I don't get, what is 12.9? What does that mean?
Yeah, do we have a unit? 1-0. Narvaez swings, lines 1 to third on a short hop. Beatty picks, tumbles, rises, and throws out Narvaez. That was fine defensive work from Brett Beatty for out number 2.
Amarillo by morning.
George Strait caliber tunes from Will Fleming. Boston is the 6th windiest city, as you said, behind Amarillo, Texas, Rochester, Minnesota, Lubbock, Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas, and Wichita, Kansas.
Sense of a theme. The plains.
Yeah. Out there. Here's Cedon Rafaela, goes first pitch swinging, pops one up right near home plate. Ton of wind. Senga points at it. Alonso runs in, and it lands foul up the first base line.
Are we in Abilene?
Might be in Amarillo.
That was insane. That started like over the third base bag and ended in the first base fungo circle. Wow.
The catcher, Francisco Alvarez, never really spotted it. Kodai Senga did. Alvarez made no motion to it. Senga was pointing at his catcher, and then it landed toward the first base on deck circle.
Wild.
It is whipping here at Fenway. Red Sox up 3-1, bottom of the 6th. There's 2 outs and the bases are empty for Cedon, who popped the third and struck out swinging against Senga already. Kodai Senga ready with the 0-1. That's inside.
So just aim for the Coca-Cola sign and you hit one on the Lansdowne.
That's the way it'll go. Rafi clubbed one earlier that looked like it was going to be well fouled, and then it ended up pretty close down the left field line. Here comes the 1-1. Cedon swings and fouls it back.
The fasteners on the Plymouth Rock National and DraftKings signs are going to get tested tonight. They are starched out there.
It is about as windy as you could find. Senga's royal blue jersey is rippling around his torso. Cedon waits in the right-hand box. Senga's 1-2. Rafaela swings and misses and strikes out on a fork ball down, and the inning's over. Fifth strikeout for Senga. Sets down the Red Sox 1-2-3. We go to the seventh. Red Sox 3, Mets 1 on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with his Cox.
We turned it around.
Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
And we would like to tell you a little bit about our podcast, Psychopedia.
It's true crime infused with comedy.
Making it a crimedy.
I do extensive investigative research and go deep into the darkest corners of the human psyche.
And I'm just here to lighten things up a little bit with humor, baby. You know, never at the expense of the victims, though, obviously.
Come join our family of little psychos over on Psychopedia. Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
We're throwing the suitcases in the station wagon and hitting the road for the 4th annual Greg Hill Road Show. Pre-game with us Thursday at Trading Post Lounge in Bourne the night before the road show. The Greg Hill Road Show is presented by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, New England. Please drink responsibly.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
7th inning, Fenway Park. Red Sox up 3-1 on the Mets, who have Brett Beatty leading off against Greg Weissert, who pumps in strike 1. 6, 7, and 8 for the Mets in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Bentley Boston, Lamborghini Boston, and Rolls-Royce Motor Cars of New England. Greg Weissert dangles the arm. Now he straightens up, sets and fires, and the pitch is up high. A ball and a strike on Beatty, who is popped to third and grounded to second. Former 12th overall pick out of high school. Had a great spring training and made this club. Weissert's 1-1. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-2. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. These offers are going fast at the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Brett Beatty's been off to a solid start to this season as well. Came in with the OPS better than league average, right around 730. Best he's swung it in his young major league career. Weissert's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty back foot breaking ball from Greg Weissert strikes out Brett Beatty. And there's one away to begin the top of the 7th. Tonight's 7th inning is sponsored by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Call all 7s at 617-777-7777. Now Francisco Alvarez with the bases empty and 1 out. First pitch to the Mets catcher is pumped in for strike 1. 93 from Greg Weissert, who got the final out in the 6th inning. Right on right against Mark Vientos, got him to fly out to right field. Alvarez 2 hits in this game, a double and a single. 0-1 twists outside, but Alvarez went around on appeal. According to Mike Estabrook down the first base line, it's 0-2. Alvarez did not like it, but did appear that he offered on that breaking ball twisting outside from Weissert. Craig holds the red mitt near the left hip, dangles the right arm as he peers in at his catcher Carlos Narvaez. They connect on a sign. Weisert's ready off the first base side of the rubber. 0-2. Fastball called strike 3 at 94 on the outside part of the plate. And back-to-back strikeouts for Greg Weissert to begin this 7th inning. Red Sox up 3-1. They've got 2 outs on the Mets, bottom of the lineup with nobody aboard. Time now to check out the Subaru of New England scoreboard. A little love goes a long way in the Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Here's Jeff McNeil, who's 1 for 2. First pitch is outside, ball 1.
I love what you just did there. It was like a little Barry White when you were talking love. You're like, a little love goes a long way.
It'd be like better as overnight hours DJing.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Now you got your singing stuck in my head. I'm in the mood.
Sorry.
1-0. McNeil takes outside, 2-0. We love a scoreboard check-in. Reds up on the Pirates 4-1 in the 8th inning.
The game America is riveted by.
Cubs lead the Marlins 7-6 in the 7th. Rays coming back on the Astros. Houston leads 4-3 in the 7th in Florida. The pitch is down and away. 3-0 on Jeff McNeil. Orioles trailing again. Milwaukee's up 3-1. At home in the 5th inning against the Orioles, who are 15 games below 500. Will told you earlier, the Yankees off tonight. 3-0 is in for a strike with a fastball to make it 3-1 on McNeil. And so the Red Sox trying to grab a win in this one as they came in 2 games below 500, 23-25. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch is down, ball 4. Weissert walks McNeil in the 8th spot after the 2 strikeouts, and the Mets have a base runner with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Justin Slayton has been throwing in the Red Sox bullpen, and the right-hander is ready for perhaps the top of the Mets lineup. Tyrone Taylor's the 9-man, right-hand hitting center fielder, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 3rd. All these decisions for acting manager Ramon Vasquez. First pitch to Taylor is lined into right field. A base hit for Taylor. McNeil gets to second, moves to third on a bobble from Abreu, and the throw is cut. And McNeil dives in safely at third. So the Mets have the tying run aboard here in the 7th. They've got him at the corners, and the lineup turns over to Francisco Lindor.
I'll tell you what, I mean, Wilyer Abreu is a superlative outfielder. He's the Gold Glove winner for a reason. He does sometimes have problems with balls on the ground to him. He comes up early. And now Ramon Vasquez is going to make another change here. He's going to go to Slayton to get Lindor.
Ramon's first 2 moves acting as the manager for Alex Cora have paid off. He summons Slayton for Lindor with 2 outs in the 7th. Red Sox up 3-1 on the Mets, who have them at the corners on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. The legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Ranger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
With Will Fleming, Mike Monaco with you back at Fenway Park in the top of the 7th inning, where the Red Sox are protecting a 3-1 lead in this opener against the Mets. And the Mets have runners at the corners. Greg Weissert struck out the first 2 batters of this inning, but then issued a 5-pitch walk to the 8-hitter Jeff McNeil. And Tyrone Taylor singled into right, and so they're at the corners. for the leadoff man, Francisco Lindor. And the Red Sox go to the pen for Justin Slayton, who has been very good after shaking off some wobbles in late April and early May. He's gone 4 straight scoreless outings, over 4 2/3 without a hit and without a walk, and with 4 strikeouts in that time. And he will get Lindor, the switch hitter, from the left side. Lindor's got a fly out to left, a walk, and then he struck out when Ramon Vasquez went to the bullpen and came up successful with Justin Wilson, who struck out Lindor in a 10-pitch battle. The righty Slayton to Lindor in the left-hand box. First pitch, swinging a bouncing ball towards second. Hamilton gloves. He tosses to first, and the inning is over. Justin Slayton pounds his beige mitt, and on one pitch, he strands 2 in the 7th. Red Sox still lead the Mets 3-1 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Want to catch up with the national pastime in a short time? Tune into the Morning Lineup podcast. Every weekday, in less than 10 minutes, we'll bring you all the wonderful...
He's done it again! See ya! A monster 2-run home run!
All the wild...
Here comes Ramos! This game is over!
All the weird...
Contreras is chewing on the tape.
That makes the MLB season special. Check out the Morning Lineup on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Over the past year, 500,000 customers have serviced their vehicles with Herb Chambers. With so many convenient locations, Herb Chambers offers you the most options and the best value in New England. Whether you need routine maintenance, precision diagnostics, or repair, you can rest assured it's done right with Herb Chambers. Our team of factory-trained, highly qualified technicians use state-of-the-art equipment and original manufacturer's parts to ensure your vehicle's safety and performance. Experience our legendary customer service today at Herb Chambers.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Visit the 99 restaurants the day after the Red Sox win and get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. The 99 Restaurant, the official family restaurant of the Boston Red Sox.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Nice one-pitch escape by Justin Slayton, summoned out of the Red Sox bullpen. He left him at the corners for the Mets, and so we go to the bottom of the 7th at Fenway with the Red Sox still up 3-1. That's been the score since the top of the 3rd. Top of the Red Sox lineup coming in the Herb Chambers batting order, starting with Jarren Duran against a new Mets arm. The 6'6", big-bodied left-hander from Venezuela, Jose Castillo, came over from the Diamondbacks. First pitch, Duran swings and trickles one in front of home plate. Castillo off the mound, gloves with the backhand, flips to Alonso at first. And Jarren's retired for the first time today in the first out in the bottom of the 7th.
By the way, a pretty good job, I thought, settling in by Senga. He looked like he wanted a hot cocoa after the first inning or two, and really, he closed strong to keep the Mets right there.
Yeah, he sure did. He gave some length for the Mets. He ends up going the 6 innings. And by the way, I will take a hot chocolate as well at any point if you're offering. One out for Raffy with the bases empty. Sox up 3-1 on the Mets. Raffy's walked twice. First pitch is in for a strike at 93.
Do you do the little marshmallows in it?
I will do anything at this point. But typically, no. I would say no. Just kind of all natural on the hot chocolate. What about you?
Little kid change you.
0-1. Never swings and lines at foul third base side.
It's like they're right there. You know, you're putting spoonfuls in theirs, and yeah.
It's like Bailey when he goes to the ice cream here. Every single topping.
No, it's brimming.
2 weeks ago, I had the great honor of leading him into media dining. Jose Castillo's 0-2. Raffy swings and fouls it back.
He'd follow a convict into there.
Thankfully, I don't qualify as one
yet
that we know of.
I don't get the people who put the gummy bears in the ice cream, though. Not for me.
No, me either. Peanut butter of any kind, yes. Mm-hmm. Castillo's 0-2. Check swing, pitch down on appeal, no swing down at third, according to Eric Backus, and it's 1-2 on Raffy. Well, grilling season is in full swing with boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. You can pick up value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound. Jose Castillo's 1-2. Raffy takes outside. That's when you use the digital coupon and limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network. All right, so Raffy's got it back to 2-2 against Castillo, with Devers looking so locked in. The pitch. Raffy swings and rolls it towards second. To his right, McNeil scoops it up, sidearms to first to retire Raffy. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th with the Red Sox up 3-1. Time now for the results of our poll from the New England Chevy Dealers question of the day at Sox Booth on Twitter. And the question was about Juan Soto. Do you think Juan Soto will be worth his Mets contract? Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy Dealers. Here's Alex Bregman, the batter, with 2 outs, bases empty, and the first pitch is ball 1. The results of the poll, 80% say that Juan Soto will not be worth his Mets contract. It is hefty, $765 million. 1-0 to Bregman's outside, 2-0.
Again, to me, you just got to throw out the number itself because it's funny money, right? But what if the Mets win 2 World Series in the next 8 years?
I think it's absolutely worth it, even if it ages poorly. 2-0. Bregman takes a breaking ball for a strike. You can get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy Dealers. Find exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado and feature-packed all-new Equinox. Bregman doubled in the 3rd. Castillo's 2-1 is outside, 3-1. Yeah, it's a lot of coin for Juan Soto, who had to fight for his jersey number in spring training with Brett Beatty.
Well, that's a pretty good outcome of a fight for Beatty, I would say.
Earned himself a $92,000 truck. 3-1s in for a strike to Bregman. Not bad. Almost $100,000 to get a new car, and that is nothing for Soto.
No, he makes it literally over his morning coffee. I think he walked into a dealer like in Port St. Lucie. Beatty had sort of given him general ideas about what he wanted. And he got like this custom-made truck. It was one of a kind with all these features for Beatty.
Blacked out car. Everything Beatty wanted, apparently. 3-1 Red Sox in the 7th. Castillo's 3-2 to Bregman. He takes down, and Bregman walks, and the Red Sox have a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Bottom 7, Red Sox up 2, 3-1 the score, and here's Wilyer Abreu. Toss over to first, and Bregman lunges back to the base.
What a great game Bregman is having. Gets him on the board with that RBI, ground out, later doubles, walks.
And playing his customary solid third base. Left on left for Wilyer. 3 groundouts for Abreu. First pitch, and Abreu takes ball 1 high and tight.
He's got the Wally sort of waffle iron mitt sliding glove on his left hand.
Speaking of Wally, they spotted in the stands a fan with a Wally helmet that's a replica of what the Red Sox have.
It's the exact same thing. Unreal.
Pitch is called a strike to Wilyer Abreu, 1-1.
Down there just past the Red Sox dugout, about 15 rows deep. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's a woman who looks like she's in her 20s.
And she just homered.
Just chilling. She went deep. Red Sox ahead 3-1, bottom of the 7th. Bregman at first with that sliding mitt. The 1-1. Abreu swings and pops it foul behind home plate, 1-2.
What are the odds that Knox Bregman played a part in Alex's decision to wear that particular sliding glove?
I would wager perhaps high.
Yes.
Bregman now a father of 2. Sliding mitts are the rage these last 5 to 10 years. Everyone seemingly wears them, and they seemingly get bigger and bigger each year. Abreu crouched in the left-hand box. The 1-2. Abreu swings and pops it foul, third base side.
That's the one thing I don't like about it, is like you see these stolen bases, slides that are milliseconds apart from tags, And these people with basically they got foam fingers on, sliding into bases, and it's part of the uni.
Now that would be a sight. Old Jerry Carabas with a foam finger.
Did he balk?
Castillo now steps back on the rubber. He did not. It was very close. Crew chief Laz Diaz, the second base ump, was looking. 1-2. Abreu takes high.
Kyle Hudson thinks that was the third disengagement, that they threw over twice, or at least one throw, one step off.
He's in conversation with Eric Backus, the third base umpire, and then he's kind of pointing across the diamond at Mike Estabrook, the first base ump. 2 outs, man aboard at first. Red Sox up 2. 2-2 pitch on the way to Willier. Swinging a fly ball into left. Brandon Nimmo creeps in on the run, slides, can't make the catch, it lands fair. Bregman stops at third as it bounces over the wall and out of play for an automatic double looped in by Willier down the left field line. And the Red Sox have him at second and third here in the 7th.
Well, it's a little good luck and a little bad because the wind pops that one in there for a double, but if it just somehow stays in play and off the wall, Bregman's definitely going to score there. Crazy wind.
Abreu took a pitch down and away from him, kind of toward the right-hand box on a breaking ball left on left and just flicked it down the line against that wind. And now here's Trevor Story, who had an RBI single in the first. First pitch cut on and missed by Trevor, who got a slider to start. Red Sox up 3-1 in the 7th and threatening to add more. Story against the left-hand throwing Castillo. Off the first base side of the rubber, the 0-1. Story swings and lines it towards center. Taylor races in and makes a hat-high catch on the run in center to end the inning. The Red Sox threaten but leave them at second and third, and we go to the 8th inning at Fenway. Red Sox 3, Mets 1 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car right in your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Picture yourself on the island of St. Croix, where every moment is infused with a vibe like no other. Welcome to St. Croix, where the rhythm of the island captivates your soul. Whether sampling local cuisines at a waterfront restaurant, snorkeling along colorful coral reefs, or strolling through lush tropical gardens, you'll feel the magic of this vibrant island. So why wait? Plan your escape today at visitusvi.com and discover why we say St. Croix, a vibe like no other.
Hey guys, Ted Johnson introducing Awaken 180 Golden, a transformative 1 to 3 month weight loss program built for those over 60. Drop weight, ease joint pain, and tackle father time. Turn back the clock at awaken180weightloss.com.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Justin Slayton is on. And who's for Juan Soto as he leads it on? Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo in the Herb Chambers batting order. Soto thought he homered his last time, high off the left field wall, and then stole a base. Stranded, big pitch from Weissert in the 6th. Now in the 8th, Slayton throws and cut fastball misses inside for ball 1. Herb Chambers, Maserati of Boston, Milbury, and Warwick. Soto could go to all 3 today by the most expensive car and not notice his bank account being any different. The 1-0 misses low, and it's 2-0. Apparently he is not real frivolous, though, at all. He kind of keeps to himself. Big video gamer. Like so many these days. 2-0 to Soto, the pitch. He is down and in. I know it's Juan Soto. Can't walk him. Red Sox late in these games have issued too many walks out of the bullpen. 3 balls and no strikes. Claimed to pull on the infield. Pitch. That is a strike. Cutter right there. And it is 3-1. I think there is a world in which, had Slayton gotten through the 7th inning without Taylor reaching, you might have seen a different play here in the 8th. The 3-1 is a strike on the outside corner. We saw early in the season, before Chapman really emerged as a true dominant 9th inning guy, he would pitch in the 8th inning with Chapman when lefties like Lindor and Soto were lined up, and Nimmo 4th in the inning. As it is, it's Slayton, the 3-2. Chopper back to the mound. Slayton to his left, bobbles, picks it up, underhand flip to first. In time, nice recovery there by Slayton. Soto comes up empty, and there's one away.
Yeah, really nice recovery there by Justin Slayton, and took a little work there. 6 pitches against Soto, but able to dispatch him in the end.
Such a weird rough patch for Slayton about 3 weeks ago, but struck out the side in a dominant 8th inning his last time out. And here he is, 1 down, facing the polar bear, Pete Alonso. That's a little bit high. This is a night for polar bears. He almost homered his first time. Paul there, 1-0. Alonso, 9 homers, 37 driven in. He swings and misses. That's a great cutter from Slayton. Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And the F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years, and the official truck of the Red Sox. 1-1 pitch. Another great one. Sweeper, bottom of the zone. Onora has had a pitcher-friendly zone tonight. It's 1-2.
Yeah, first pitch could have been a strike. It wasn't. That one could have been a ball. It wasn't, so it evens out for Slayton.
1-2. Pitch is swung on and missed. He got him. Sweeper, and Alonso is gone.
I think you can just tell by the Slayton body language right now, the way he hopped off the mound after really finishing that breaking ball, that the confidence is coming back. We told you 4 straight scoreless outings coming into this one, and he looks really good here against Soto and Alonso.
Well, as Lou says, this is Psycho Slayton, and it's the best version. He's talking to himself on the mound. 2 down, here's Brandon Nimmo. The pitch, high fly into left. This is always a circus. Duran is coming in, huge wind, whipping. Jaron is there with 2 hands to make the play. Jaron's smiling with the fans. What a job. Slayton had some nice things to say to himself. He covered the mouth with the glove, barking off the mound. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Sweet Caroline will sound sweet tonight. 3-1 Red Sox in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
And we would like to tell you a little bit about our podcast, Psychopedia.
It's true crime infused with comedy.
Making it a crimedy.
I do extensive investigative research and go deep into the darkest corners of the human psyche.
And I'm just here to lighten things up a little bit with humor, baby. You know, never at the expense of the victims, though, obviously.
Come join our family of little psychos over on Psychopedia. Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
This is Jeffrey Glassman. For 4 generations, my family has called New England home. My grandfather taught me to always care for people and fight for what's right. At Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, that's exactly what we do. When you're hurt in a car crash, we fight big insurance companies to make sure you get the money you deserve. We care, we fight to win, and we don't get paid unless you do. Hurt? You gotta get Glassman. Call 617-777-7777.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel?
Cool. Good to go to the opera? Good to sit ringside at a boxing match? Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
the moment, that is quite true, as Nick Sogard leads it off for the Red Sox. Bottom 8, 3-1. Boston, stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Jose Butto is on the mound. Pitch to Sogard is sweeper on the outside corner, strike one. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. These offers going fast to the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store at NissanUSA.com today. 0-1 is a hard ground ball up the middle. McNeil's been super busy tonight. To his right, he gloves. He throws to first. And on 2 pitches, Sogard is gone. I'll bring up David Hamilton. We saw David square to bunt in the 6th inning. He didn't pull it off. I don't think that's out of the question right here. Beatty comes in at third. The Red Sox had the bases loaded in the 4th inning, did not score. 2nd and 3rd in the 7th and came up empty. Here's Hamilton. He thought about it. Takes a breaking ball low. He squared, pulled it back in its own 1.
So this got me digging on where the Red Sox have been with runners in scoring position. They have the most strikeouts of any team offensively with the runners in scoring position.
0-1 swing and a miss. They're 1 for 10 tonight. You know, I haven't looked in the last week or so. You have it right there. For a long part of this year, they had the most at-bats with runners in scoring position.
They have the 2nd most now, only the Cubs with more.
And that should be a great sign. It should level off. 0-2 to Hamilton. Pitch is ripped into right center field. This thing's down to the gap. Hamilton thinking about it. He rounds first, and it'll hold. What a great play by Tyrone Taylor. He holds, does David. And the really good thing is, in his case, I mean, it might as well be a double with the way he's running the bases these days.
He had those 2 steals over the weekend, and Alex Cora said this yesterday. Everyone in the ballpark, everyone in New England knew that Hamilton was going, and he still swiped the bag. So it's a single, but it probably does feel like an extra base hit.
And that's why for him, there's no reason to risk it. Here's Carlos Narvaez. You know that Butto knows what's going on. Will he throw over it? If he does, it's almost always an immediate trigger that Hamilton's going to go. He leads. Butto not throwing over, and David taking and waiting for 1 pitch as Narvaez takes a ball inside 1-0. The beautiful thing right here is that speed at first in Hamilton, gap on the right side of the infield, and the inside-out swing of Narvaez are a perfect combo, almost like a hit-and-run chance here. They throw to first. David dives back in. And even if the play's not explicitly put on, I mean, truly, if Hamilton goes, Narvaez has something on the outer half. The Red Sea awaits between first and second. Narvaez has had a great night. He's walked and singled, hitting .272. Hamilton runs. The pitch is taken for a ball to throw. They got him. Wow. That was awesome from Alvarez. Good pitch to throw on. High fastball. Red Sox want to look, but I thought he was clearly out. Aaron Vasquez on the telephone. Mike Brenly says no look. That's the most David Hamilton has been out by that I can ever remember.
It was a good pitch for Alvarez to throw on. He got ready. He was up in the zone and just fired a strike to Jeff McNeil.
So now 2 down for Narvaez. Pitch is swung on and fouled. End of the bat for Narvaez. Not a full house. Too many Met fans here tonight. Attendance report brought to you by Crispy Crunchy Chicken. If you're craving some crunch, get fresh hand-breaded chicken tenders or crispy chicken sandwich spiced just right here at the ballpark. 1-2 to Narvaez, who's going to be the primary catcher going forward. Who knows whether it's 5 days a week or what, but he's been awesome. 1-2. Way outside, easy take on a slider, 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a great move by Craig Breslow. That's the crazy thing about this club. They're 2 games under, and really almost every offseason move has been a big hit. 2-2. Here's the pitch, and it's low. Change up. 3-2. That's where the caught stealing hurts, because Hamilton would have had a running start here. Although there would have only been 1 out, so.
It's only the 6th time Hammy's been thrown out trying to steal in the majors.
I believe it. He's a cheat code. The 3-2 is driven high and deep into left field. It is back at the track. It's at the wall, and it's off the green. Narvaez into second base on any other night. That's probably on Lansdowne. It is a monster double for Narvaez. And now the caught stealing really hurts, but a 2-out double for Carlos.
Yeah, it does hurt. You could have added to this lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning before giving it to the big man in Chapman. But what more can you say about Carlos Narvaez? Like, he has totally grabbed this thing and run with it. And look, I mean, Connor Wong off to a slow start, trying to come back from the broken finger. Carlos Narvaez needs to be playing a ton for the Red Sox.
He does, and that's another at-bat where he does the thing that pitching coaches preach. It's easy to say, hard to execute. He took close pitches. He worked it into a good count. Here is Cedon, who swings and fouls it off. That got a piece of Alvarez. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-1. I think Carlos, in that at-bat, like so often is the case, lately, he fell behind 1-2 and then took 2 pitches off the plate and then got one to crush. Even the out was loud tonight. Hard ground ball to third. Red Sox may have uncovered a gem. And what a move that would alter so much about the roster and the franchise if he is like a stalwart everyday catcher.
You mentioned the move in the offseason. Like, it happened the same day as the Garrett Crochet trade. And so what a move to just fly under the radar in this Red Sox offseason. But it's been as big as, certainly not Crochet, but as anything else that the team did in the offseason.
I think he's like the young pitcher that got back, but Red Sox would do that deal 100 times. 0-1 to Cedon. Buteau is ready. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off of Rafaela's front left foot. He's hopping around. And it is 0-2. Young pitching has been developing for the Red Sox down in the minor leagues. Peyton Tolley, the guy they picked last year, has had a great start. Hearing great things about Brandon Clark, hard-throwing young pitcher. Valera. And then Sandlin and Connolly Early at AA have been fantastic.
Connolly Early, who, I mean, I saw that guy in college. He was a good arm, but he has added velo and just keeps getting better coming up.
UVA, right?
Yep. Transferred there from Army.
Now that would be a shock to the system.
Charlottesville from West Point.
One a little less structured than the other. Runner at second with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Red Sox. The pitch is popped up into center field. Taylor coming into his left, camps out. He's there to make the play, and the inning is over. Well, the Red Sox now 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but Chapman is going to come on to try to close this thing down. Vientos, Beatty, and Alvarez against Chapman right after this in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, Liddy Dunn.
To the graduating class of 2025, today we celebrate all of our hard work, late nights, and the most craveable Raising Cane's chicken fingers and cane sauce that got you through it. Get out there and commemorate this moment with a grad plush puppy. Net proceeds from these paws go to a good cause. So whether you're graduating with honors or just happy to have survived finals, go forth and treat yourself to Raising Cane's and take home the cutest classmate ever. Because you've earned it. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
And together, we host the true crime podcast, Psychopedia.
It's true crime infused with comedy.
Making it a crimedy.
Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Well, somewhere in Chestnut Hill, or wherever he may be, celebrating his beautiful daughter Camila, Alex Cora watching intently and smiling at the job done so far by his good buddy Ramon Vasquez. Ramon hands the baseball to Aroldis Chapman for the top of the ninth, and Chapman has just been spectacular for the Red Sox. He has not very often had this kind of a situation with a lead at home in the ninth inning. So often he's been asked to keep games tied or come on in extra innings. Just his 7th save opportunity. He's converted the first 6. You'll see Mark Vientos, right-handed hitter, to begin things in the ninth. Chapman throws, and a fastball right there, 99, 0-1.
He has done so much of that. First pitch strikes more than 3/4 of the time this year. It's amazing.
It's a big step forward. He did not used to do that. 0-1. Pitch is fouled off the mask of Narvaez, and that stunned Brian Onora. Carlos leapt to his feet, steadied Onora. Dave Herrera will come out and check in on him. It is 0-2. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. These offers are going fast to the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Brian seems to say he's okay. That caught him right on the mask. Rung his bell. I think there's sort of a mixed school of thought as to whether or not the fixed hockey-style mask or the old school are more protective, because on the one hand, the hockey mask stays on. It's one piece. But the fact that the mask moved with the baseball, you feel like maybe that absorbed the blow a little bit.
Yeah, some give to it, it feels like.
Physics lesson over. 0-2. Here's Chapman, and a foul on the first base side.
Good to see 101 there from Chapman. There's been some more 98s and 99s ever since he ran it up to 104 a few weeks ago. So good to see him bump 101 on a cold night.
Vientos is 0 for 3, but dangerous. 0-2. Chapman delivers, and he misses inside with a 93-mile-an-hour sinker. Vientos, of course, all those interleague games and rivalry games with the Yankees, Mets saw a lot of this guy. Vientos 1 for 2. Starling Marte, who is available off the bench, 5 for 15. And I say that looking into the on-deck area, Marte is up. He's going to hit for Beatty. Carlos Narvaez did not like something there on that delivery, that pitch, that location, whatever. So he's talking it over with Chapman.
It was a sinker at 93, like something slipped out of the hand, I think, for Aroldis Chapman there.
Pete Alonso, who will not face him, 1 for 2 with a homer against Chapman. One and 2. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. He got him. Elevated fastball, 1-0-2, and there's one away.
Oh, that is the good stuff from Aroldis Chapman, and what a luxury it is to have a guy not only that throws that hard, but whose strike throwing has taken such a step forward, like you said. And he's just been awesome at the back end of games and real comforting back there for this staff.
26th strikeout in 17 1/3 innings. So now here is Marte, who's often injured, but super talented right-handed hitter. A couple home runs, 12 driven in, over 88 plate appearances. 3-1 Red Sox over the New York Mets in the opener of this series. Chapman throws. Marte rips one past the dive of Bregman into left field, a base hit. He sees it out of his hand for whatever reason, and Marte is aboard with one down, and that means that Francisco Alvarez will come up as the tying run.
Well, you called it on Marte against Chapman, and that was a broken bat. It was still hit hard by Marte, who sawed off a piece of his bat and just ripped it by Alex Bregman.
One out, one on. Top 9. The pitch on the ground could end it. Hamilton to his left, to second for one. Relay to first. Double play. away. Ball game over. Chapman slams the door shut. Ramon Vasquez filling in for Alex Cora gets a high five in the Red Sox dugout. He made all the right moves tonight, and the Red Sox win the opener from the Mets 3-1.
Huge. Double plays induced 3 different times by Red Sox pitchers. In the 3rd from Dobbins, in the 6th from the bullpen, and in the 9th from Aroldis Chapman. They lock up a win. That was well done and much needed against one of the best teams in the sport so far.
I love what Hamilton did. Just get rid of it. Give Story the chance. He did it. They turn it. Chapman gets his 7th save. A huge night at the plate for Jarren Duran. And the Red Sox get a win that they really needed after a rough stretch here. Over the last week, 3-1, Sox win. Nissan postgame show is next on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Tank Sinatra here with my co-host,
Investigator Slater.
We host the true crime podcast, Psychopedia.
Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Here at the Zebra, research shows the average person would rather endure a root canal than search for auto and home insurance.
Just try to relax.
Okay. Or be trapped in a car for 8 hours with toddlers on a sugar high. Or remove a nest of irate hornets. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. We do the searching, you do the saving. I think I'll wait inside.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI. This is the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Red Sox beat the Mets, the first place New York Mets, 3-1. Final score tonight, 3 runs, 8 hits, an error, and 9 left for the Red Sox. 1 run, 8 hits, an error, and 6 left for the Mets. The updated box score brought to you by the Mass State Lottery. Winner of the game was Justin Wilson. He made big pitches, Senga the loser, and Aroldis Chapman comes on and he earns his 7th save. Mass Lottery celebrate the game we love from the baseball diamond of the lottery games that support all our 351 cities and towns. The Mass Lottery, welcome to the state of winning. Sox now back within a game of 500, 24 up and 25 down. We'll step aside for just a moment, check in on the Red Sox clubhouse right after this on the Nissan postgame show right here in the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose